Let's see. If anybody can hear me, if you'd be so kind as to type in chat. I just want to make sure everything's all good before we go fully live without a plan. Hey there, Casper. Nice to see you here, mate. Hopefully you can hear me anyway. Sam's Astro, good to see you. Right. Oh, that's fantastic, guys. Thank you. Audio's great. Super duper. All right, then. Let's just hang on a moment. There we go. Should be good now. Right. It's good to see you all. It's been a while since the last live stream. Obviously, it's been more than a while. I think it's probably fair to say. Finally a clear night ahead of us, so I thought, why not go live? We'll spend some time together, view some targets, have a bit of fun. Yeah, largely no real plan, which is a bit of a laugh after my last video was about planning your next clear night, but you know, there you have it. So yeah, I'm just going to really just try and pick a target for us, and we'll take maybe some community suggestions as well on that, although that can sometimes be a little bit of trouble given all the local obstructions that I have to deal with around here, but yeah, we can give it a go all the same. The night has just begun, so you know, we're in astronomical darkness now, but first things first, let's catch up a little bit. So yeah, nice to see you, Casper and Sam. Hope all is well. It is indeed. Thank you, Sam. Hope the same for you, mate. Elmiko, good to see you. Graham, Simon, how are you doing, Simon? Nice to see you here, mate. I'm sorry I couldn't make it through to the astronomy show and come meet up with you guys again, you know what I mean? It's just, it would have been a bit of a long way to go for my my son, who I'm looking at here, is sat on the bed in my observatory with Chloe. You're currently working on the Leo triplet with your S30. Very nice. UK weather's been atrocious, Sam, mate. It really has on it. It's been... I feel like I've been saying this year on year for the past few years, but I really mean it. I'm pretty sure this year's been the worst I've known for at least the start of the year. Seems like we're having some kind of sticky seasons sort of thing happening, so it's a bit weird. I'll try to pull the live chat panel out so you guys can see it on the screen. That could be a bit nicer to view, perhaps. Let's make this an appropriate size. That should do. Bear with me one sec while I get this sorted if I can. Whoops. Awesome. That'll do for us, won't it? Right. You do hear the baby in the background. Yes. NGC 3718 Galaxy in Ursa Major. Go on then, mate. Let's have a little a peek. NGC 3718. Should be able to hit Ursa Major for sure. Yeah, I know this one. That's a potential. So I'll show you what I have been shooting. Well, last night, should I say, what I have been shooting. That's my only clear night last night. I didn't go live because I was spending my time setting things up for, well, my first session back, basically. Bit of ring rust to knock off, you know what I mean? But let me just fire this up a moment. I'm trying to do some Edge HD versus my SQA 106. Like a fun comparison, I suppose. I don't know, I'm just shocked by how good that SQA is, but still, obviously, the Edge HD has its strengths if you play to them. And I just thought it might be an interesting video to make and talk about some of the strengths and weaknesses of both of those scopes when pitted head to head. So that's something that's upcoming. I've been trying to get little bits of data in like holes in the cloud, basically, whenever I could, but to be honest, most of it's not been great at all. But you know, we're doing what we can. But there are a few little bits. So 18 for the third there. This is unprocessed. That's looking pretty nice, I think. And the same thing through, where are we? There we go, through the SQA. Not that much difference, you know what I mean? After processing, there is possibly even less of a difference between them as well. So that's going to be a bit of fun, but yeah, it would be nice to shoot something fresh and new, you know what I mean? Clipper says, hey Luke, you're still selling 3D printed S50 accessories? I need a couple of battery trays. So I don't have any battery trays designed, well, it's possibly something I could look at designing. But yeah, I still sell lots of 3D printed parts. C-Star S50 stuff's mega popular. Occasionally little bits like the button of mask for the C-Star S30. But other than that, you know, I sell like cable clips, multi-fit button of masks. They're another one. They're works okay for me. Nice to see everyone here. It is. Thank you for coming and joining. We missed you, mate. I missed you too. Yeah, it would have been nice. I'll tell you what, for want of M106, I do like M106. You know what? I would like to shoot M82 because I tried that a little while back, and I just couldn't beat the clouds. There was just thin cloud passing through all night long. So if you don't mind, if it's all the same to you, I might actually try that for a short while. Let me just alter the size of this window so it's a little bit better for us. There we go. That should be fine for the stream. I tried M99, trying to get on that. Really interesting looking pinwheel galaxy, but yeah, totally stuffed by the conifer trees at the bottom of my yard. Let's just load up M82 and see what that could look like. I'll also do it on my second rig too, as this is meant to be stuff for an head-to-head, I suppose. Let's load that up. I could have sworn I've already got a possibly sequence made for this as well. Thank you for that, Glenn. Still remember how to use the gear, says Rob. Mate, it was touch and go for a bit, yeah. I did make some stupid mistakes. I actually set off a sequence on one of these cloudy nights, and I was taking 1 second exposures for a while before I noticed. What else did I do? I set off a sequence of LRGB while I was testing some mono stuff out, and I took one single loop of LRGB. Didn't realise for a while. So yeah, I've definitely a bit of rust to knock off there, but we're okay now, I think. He's back. Thank you, Rob. Free Clear Nights Flea says Captain Overshoot since January the 1st. Yeah, it's been a rough one, mate. Currently out imaging LBN 552 for the second night in a row. Very, very nice. Seven Skies Astro got an ASCII 120 app on a flattener today, getting first light now. Fantastic, mate. Well, that's rare, isn't it, that you get a new scope and manage to use it on your first night as well. Always a good feeling. I'll tell you what, I'm going to try this instead. I should have M82 saved. I know I was trying to shoot it. Let's have a look. Bluetooth center, start guiding. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. Let that fly, and we'll do the same on this. Get rid of this one. I was going to have a go at NGC 3180, but, you know, my mind changed. That's LRGB. I'm going to have to, yeah, I'm going to have to set this one up individually, sadly. I'll just go through that right now. On the fly sort of thing. You can bear with me. I want to try and keep everything the same as much as I can. So I was going with 3-minute subs on the Edge HD. And do the same here. What was my dither interval? If we can see, every 3. Fair enough. Gain 210. Yep. All looks alright. 585 106. Let's go. Right, I'll move this out of the way and catch up with chat a little bit. Yeah, congratulations again on that, Rob. Awesome to see that. Dio Crew, good to see you. Clear skies have been few and far between here in New Jersey. Clear for a few hours tonight and pretty cold. Well, if you can, mate, make the most of those, I guess. If it's been as rough for you as it has been for us, yeah, you got to take every chance you can get. Muizar, hello, Luke. Hello there, mate. Have you been trying out the Psycon tools? I have not. I don't even know where they are. Fire HDN, how's it going, mate? Nice to see you. I have been doing a few little projects kind of thing. One upgrade to the observatory has been done. I'll probably show you some pictures of that on my Google Photos a little bit later, but I don't know if some of you guys will remember from previous streams, when it gets warm in here, it gets warm. So I bought a freestanding air conditioner a few years back, but it's pretty noisy, you know what I mean? So I've fitted a mini split air conditioner permanently to my observatory now, so I'm currently comfortable, you know what I mean? It's running right now, it's quiet, so that's been a massive upgrade, I have to say. I don't know why the UK doesn't take up more air source heat pumps, that kind of thing, than we currently do, but yeah, there you have it. I need something to drink. How about this, by the way? Let me show you this thing. Friend of mine from New Jersey, actually, as well, called Joe, bought me this thing. Engraved it with Luca Matico. I guess it's not gonna focus, is it? Darn, bit sad, but there you go. But yeah, what a nice gift. We're on the hard stuff tonight. Cheap Pepsi. Got to recoup my losses from buying air conditioning unit. Right, let's see what's what. Clipper says almost 5 solid months of grey skies. Oof. Here on the west coast of Canada, probably the wet coast of Canada. Yeah, it is more apt. Gadak says, with European seeing, I don't see the point of a long focal length like a C8 versus a 45-inch refractor. I know what you mean. I think these days with the X factor of tools such as BlurXTerminator, for example, you really can get closer towards those expected limits of the optics as such than you could previously. So before we had those, you were limited to standard deconvolution routines. I don't know about you, but I could never dial it in as well as, BlurXTerminator can. So that certainly has made it feel like I've gained more out of larger apertures and longer focal lengths than previously I could, which is probably why I've stuck with the Edge HD for so long. But I don't know. Parts of me these days just want an easy ride, and refractors are that, really, aren't they? I don't know if you guys saw, but Sharpstar released like a 310mm, what would you call it now? It's like a Doll Kirkham kind of design, almost. Interesting scope, extremely expensive, but that kind of thing would have been awesome. I think it really would have been awesome to take a look at something like that, but one of the reasons I haven't asked Sharpstar is the cost. I think is just absolutely ridiculous to get something like that in for review. It's just going to cost a bomb. And, well, B, it's going to be more manual, like fiddling, which I'm trying to move away from a little bit, to be fair. Yeah. Fire HDN says, Luke, have you ever heard of the Intes Micro Maxtov Newtonians? I have, yeah. The show's so sharp, they're called Apo Killers. I'm thinking about getting a 6-inch one. Yeah, I mean, I have heard things about them. No first-hand experience, but yeah, I've heard they're very, very, very nice. I will say, what is the age of the design kind of thing, and can you find spot diagrams online for them to kind of give you the predicted performance? Because a lot of these older scopes, which were renowned as being like, they're incredible, they're apo killers and things like that. I'm probably going to ruffle a few feathers here when I say this, but I think that scope design's moved on a little bit towards, being sharper than ever to account for these incredibly small pixel cameras that we're all using these days. A lot of these designs were probably made around the time that an S-Big 8300 was like the go-to camera with much larger pixels, so it hides up some sins. You know what I mean? Whereas these days, I think, if you want to get the most out of these small pixel cameras, you need modern optics designed to make the most of them. I reckon that's probably why Takahashi are redoing their FSQ range as well, because they probably had the pants like wedged by stuff like ASCAR with the SQAs. You can write the hate comments now, FSQ owners, but no, you know what I mean. It is what it is. Let's see. Hey everybody, Astro, how's it going, mate? Nice to see you. Good to have you here. Hope you're keeping well. A question for you, says Casper. All right. I have an S30 already and decided on going. Let me just open this up, by the way, so we've got something to look at. Ho, there we go. That looks better. Are we fully cooled? I'm seeing a few hot pixels. Yes, we are. That's fine then. All right. I have an S30 already. Decided on going with a planetary imaging setup made out of an SV Bonnie MK127 and a planetary camera, or a Samyang 135f2 with the ZWO SI585MC Air. Oof. Well, I think the 135f2 is going to feel just like more of what you've already got, really, with the S30. If you enjoy the ASI Air, sorry, it'll come to me. C-Star ecosystem, they're so similar. It's not surprising I got mixed up a bit. Then have you considered perhaps looking at some of the newer C-Star variants, like the C-Star S30 Pro, or most likely coming this year, the C-Star S50 Pro? That could be a nice option for you. The SV Bonnie MK127, is it something you already own, or are you thinking of buying? Because I've not heard amazing reports about all of those. It might be worth looking at a more established manufacturer for them, potentially, like someone who's been making Maxtovs for years. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents on that. A males object. That's an interesting one, says Jesus Christ. Yeah, it is. Let's discuss the hair today. Got it tied back, mate. Yeah, keeping it out of my eyes. Yeah. Appreciate the hair comments, mate. Keep them coming. Nice to feel noticed. Did you keep the SC571cc, says Ardsley Astro? I did. Yeah, I've still got that here. I've got the other scope too, so yeah. Came to kind of like returns time. I was done with the review and everything, and well, they've let me keep it, so you can't really complain at that, I guess. It's that's always a turn up for the books. Get myself a bit more comfortable in here. Would anybody like to see the sky conditions? I think that could be a bit of fun for us, rather than watching, like a repeating view of M82 coming in. I can fire up Sharp Cap and give us a view of the night sky through the 676. Hopefully that shouldn't mess around with anything. Let's see, there we go. That's our current sky conditions. Not exactly amazing, but also not too bad either. I'll keep catching up with chat while I'm here. So yeah, that was a super like turn up for the books with the SV Bonnie stuff. Recently got an ASCAR 103 Apo, says hey everybody Astro, and 585, and had some good images. Awesome stuff. Really, really glad to hear that, mate. Congratulations on the new gear. Ian Jeffrey, hello there, Ian. Nice to see you. Currently imaging the Sol Nebula with an 8-inch f4 Newt and a 2600 Geo. Fantastic. Yeah, that's going to make a nice image, I'm sure. Will you shoot? As SD Fontanini. If it's clear skies but seeing conditions are below average per astropheric. I never check astropheric rather. So yes, I will still shoot. To be honest, I do it just off viewing. So I'll go outside and have a look at the sky visually for a little while and kind of just make a guess then as to what I should be doing. If it looks like, you know, you can see a lot of scintillation on stars, indicating a lot of thermal energy in the air and bad seeing, then nah, I'm probably not going to go after something incredibly difficult, but I will still shoot and try to make the most of it most of the time. But that's just me. I know a lot of people don't bother unless the scene looks good, and I can fully understand that. If your main goal is just maximum resolution, you kind of do have to be that picky, don't you? I feel like I'm almost, at least here in the UK, in a like a beggars can't be choosers situation sort of thing, where I have to just take what I can get because clear skies are so few and far between. DB John, how are you? I'm really well, thank you, John. Yeah, I'm really well. Hope you're doing super well too. So good to have clear skies again. It is. Fire HDN says, come to think of it, I should continue my Owl Nebulae project and shoot some helium data on it. Interesting. It should be clear tomorrow. So is it strong in helium? That's not something I was really aware of. I haven't dabbled outside of the usual narrowband spectrum, basically. So it's always just been sulfur, hydrogen, oxygen for me, largely. I've tried a little bit of infrared pass imaging to cut through some of the light pollution, but I don't particularly enjoy the results of that quite so much. Things look a bit strange. But yeah, helium, that's an interesting one. Josh, good evening, brother man. Good evening to you too, mate. Hope you're keeping well. Scientist Steve, hey, smooth one. Hello there, Steve. Really nice to see you again, mate. Hope you've been keeping well. It's good to have you back. It's almost 100 degrees. Oof. Yeah, that's warm, mate. That is warm. SCA 310, flat field cast grain. Yeah. Predecessor was kind of arse anyway, not sure about this one. I know that they'd made an SCA 260 and they very rapidly made a SCA 260 V2, didn't they? So yeah, there was clearly something going on with that first one. So what it was, though, I couldn't say. I was talking to Sharp Staff for a little while about reviewing one of those, but kind of just fell through. But yeah, probably for the best. Yeah, probably for the best. I like the SCA 260. I have heard a lot of people like the SCA 260 V2, but yeah. Hyman, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you too. How is it going, mate? It's nice to see you. All is well, and it is, yes, all is indeed well. Glad to be taking some shots. Simon says, I saw that 310 sharp star scope at the show, over 6K. Yeah, that's a bit of a punch in the wallet, isn't it? Guy interviewed waited 4 years for it to come out. It's in my video of the show. I'll have to watch that, Simon. I have not seen it yet. Well, it's certainly going to be on the watch list. Thank you for letting me know. Good to see you back streaming. Thank you, Kieran. Yeah, it's good to see you again, mate. Stan, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well, Stan. Always a pleasure. I mean, the Maxtov Newtonian is completely spherical, and that's why it's so sharp. Intes was really good and really consistent. Yeah, I've heard good things about Intes. Quality control was insanely good, which made it consistently sharp. Yeah. Luke heard the requests. Nice to see you, Mike. I did indeed, yeah. Stars for a change. It does make a change, that's for sure. A pleasant one. Let's just check on... whoops. Everything's guiding properly. We're looking good, I would say, at this. Guiding is working. I'm breaking all the rules tonight, by the way. I'm imaging at 1960mm focal length, so I've got the Edge HD with the reducer, paired it with a Play 1 Poseidon, so an IMX571 camera. But I'm guiding with, you know, a small 250mm guide scope. Don't tell anybody. Nah, it does work quite well. I can't complain too much. But yeah, that's looking all right. Richard Nellia, long time no see. It is indeed, Richard. Yeah, nice to see you as well. I'm seeing a lot of familiar names turning up in the chat. That's always good to see. Casper, you do like the C-Star ecosystem. Good stuff. You want more freedom? Decided to go for the ASIF for the Samyang rig. For the MK127, I've got another budget scope on the lookout. Celestron C5. Yeah, I've had some. So there's some variability in, well, probably all Celestron telescopes, I think it's fair to say. But I think that the 5s, I have heard, are pretty consistently good. Probably owing to the fact that it's such a small mirror. It's probably, you know, really rather easy for them to grind it. Or at least that's what I imagine. Klaus, nice to see you, Klaus. I appreciate that you've been keeping us posted on your work, by the way, on the Discord. I've seen some of your newest stuff coming through, so good on you, Klaus. It's been nice to follow. Good evening from Geneva. Good evening to you too, sir. Hello, son. What are you doing? You want to come say hello to everybody? I think my boy wants to come say hello. Oh, you'll have to bear with me a minute. Oh, here he is. Got everything to say. Just say it. E. Turning my microphone off. So he's all togged up for bed. I realize you're not. Come on, you. What are we doing? Hey? Sorry. Keeps knocking my microphone off. Yeah, he started saying his first words. But yeah, I feel bad, like leaving Chloe and Felix in bed upstairs. So I've asked if they'll sleep downstairs tonight, and I can get a full night of imaging, possibly. You're gonna go see your mum? Oh man, I tell you, it was a right handful. Sorry about that. Yeah, I just felt the urge to show him off, the primal urge to show my son off. Thank you for answering my question. No problem. No problem at all, mate. Ari, the SV Bonnier MK127. Most reviews have been good. That's good to hear. Ed Ting can't find fault, and that's good enough for me. Well, I'm waiting for the MK150 that's been announced. Yeah. Okay, mate. Fair enough. Well, if you have had a look at images that have been produced with that system and you're happy with them, then go for it. Do you know what I mean? That's the ultimate test. If you're looking like you're going to be happy, that's all that matters. Mike says, even with high thin clouds, I ran 3 rigs last night. Bloody heck. Good on you, Mike. I thought I was done for the month, but could not resist new moon time, even with clouds. Yeah, can't blame you. How are you doing, fellas? Says Peter Baldwin. Doing well, Peter. Thank you. Yes, mate. I hope the same for you. It's been a bit of a forced upon me break from much of Astro recently. Like those recent reviews where I looked at the SV Bonnie kit in the past couple of videos. I'd had it here a while, you know. It were a real struggle to get anything done. So yeah, It's nice to have actually some clear skies for once. You okay, boyo? Sorry about background Felix noises, but yeah. Strong in helium, somewhat. Okay. It's dim as helium naturally is, but with enough integration you can pull something beautiful. Check out Nico Carver's take on it. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, he did something like that, didn't he? Yeah, with the crikey, QHY minicam. The like alternate filter set for that. Yeah. Keith, nice to see you, Keith. Hope you're keeping well. Yeah, thanks again for the super buy, Novmas. Awesome. Thank you for your support as well, mate. I appreciate it. I do. Just waiting for a break in the weather to capture M51. Super duper duper. Yeah, what a target. One of my all-time favourites. Everybody Astro says, do you think the 585 being good in infrared? We can use it as luminance with an IR pass filter. Yeah, I mean, if your optics support, you know, imaging in infrared, I don't really see any reason why not. It's certainly possible, but an infrared luminance can look a bit odd. My son's shouting. It can look a little bit odd compared to a traditional, you know, visible light luminance. I would say there are some differences in things that you'll note. Yes, it's possible. Dying to see some reviews on the new SkyMax 200DX. Me as well, mate. Yeah. As you might have noticed, I'm a sucker for Maxitov, my goats. Yeah. Well, I will say my Skywatcher Maxitov 180 is one of those scopes where I'd read a lot about them beforehand, and you know, everybody that kind of had one was really, really happy with it, and that does, as you say, that does say a lot. So I'd got kind of high expectations for it when I got it, and I don't feel like I was disappointed. I feel like it's about as good, really, as a 7-inch scope can be. There's kind of a test group or something. I think it's to do interferometry in Germany, and they upload lots and lots of results from Raunchy tests and things like that online, and they tested on average, and again, this is no hate against Takahashi, but they did test on average, would you believe it, Skywatcher Maxitov 180s were better figured than the Takahashi Mulons were, which is saying quite something, isn't it? But yeah, I'd still love a Mulon, having said that. Oh, thank you, SMA Sky. I appreciate the support there, buddy. But yeah, it looks like an interesting scope, and I'm really glad to see it. Looks like they're going to do some kind of active cooling options with it. I don't know if I can get an image up for those of you who have not yet seen it. Let me just fire up my live streaming window, and I can perhaps... if I could type anyway. SkyMax 200DX. Yeah. Looks like an interesting scope. Let's just pull this across and share with you what I've got. Looks very clean in that white livery, I have to say. I like the fact that we can have active cooling. That's one of the biggest issues with most Maxitovs, as I'm sure you're aware. That said, I had incredible results, really, from my Mach 180 by coating the whole thing tightly in a foil bubble jacket. It slows down that heat exchange to the outside, so even though the scope, when you carry it outside, is well above ambient temperature, because there's no thermal exchange happening rapidly through the walls of the tube, you're not getting those kind of violent plumes and currents ruining your seeing, so it makes it like well, immediately usable. As daft as that sounds, it's pretty awesome. But this looks like it's going to be actually a pretty good scope. I know that they're offering also a reducer for it too, which could be fairly interesting. I'll catch up with chat. Oh, crikey. Casey, thank you so much for that, mate. Bloody heckers. I really appreciate the support, Casey, I do. And I want to say happy birthday for the other day as well. Hope you had a really wonderful day, mate. Blimey, that's blindsided me. Thank you, Casey. I really, really mean it. Let's see. I'll just try to catch up with chat. I don't want to leave anybody kind of unanswered. Shooting from bed while watching live streaming on YouTube. Something wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with you, Andy. I think that sounds like a good evening, mate. Getting big, knows how to use the mic. Indeed, yeah, he's it's crazy to see how much is coming on now. I mean, not to go on like a dad tangent now, but yeah, it's just been loads more fun now that he's a little bit older and he's kind of toddling around. He's getting good with his balance. It's just those early months, like when your baby's like a little potato or something, you have to care for. They don't really do much, but they're so delicate at the same time. Also, it feels, I feel like they were a lot more stressful than while he's playing around, really. So this has been really nice for me. Someone's grown. He has, yeah. Thank you. Great to see you streaming again. Thank you very much indeed, mate. Yeah, been cloudy and raining in Ireland since Christmas. Cleared up a bit over the last week or so. Very nice. Yes. Well, I hope it stays nice for a few more days at least, because I've got another little observatory upgrade I want to do. It's not going to be any use to us for nighttime stuff, but I don't know how interested you guys will be in this, but I'll tell you anyway. The roof of my observatory, I've got like a roll over roof, and on my railings where my roof actually tracks over the top of my warm room, I want to mount some solar panels, basically. There's something that's really popular at the minute in Germany, and it's called plug-in solar or balcony solar. So you'll get like a couple of solar panels, a micro inverter, and they'll literally plug it into the wall outlet, energizing their internal wiring, which offsets some of your electricity costs. I didn't even know that was a thing that was possible, but it is. And it looks like, from what the government said the other day, they're looking at fast tracking it over here in our country as well. So while the micro inverters are quite affordable and cheap, you know, before everybody gets on board with this, I decided to buy one, and a couple of panels too. But yeah, interesting to me, hopefully interesting to you, but I think it'd be a nice little project to do. We've already got solar panels on the roof of the house as well, but we could always use more energy in this house. Absolutely. Hello from Greece. Hello there, mate. Nice to see you. He's growing like a weed. He is, buddy. Unfortunately, decided to stop my Jellyfish Nebula project. Okay. With hydrogen, oxygen 1 and iron, since it's too low to get good integration on now. Crikey, you're really doing some exotic stuff there, I'd say, mate. Learning Astrophotography says, evening guys. Evening to you too. Seeing isn't great. True enough, yeah. It doesn't look incredible tonight, but it also doesn't look, well, I've seen worse, I'll say that, definitely for me at least. Nugsy, hello Luke, hello everybody, good to see you, mate. Hope you're recovering. Sorry, my son's watching Bluey before bed. Yeah, I hope you're recovering well. I know you had a little injury a while back. Thank you again, SMA Sky. Thank you, by the way, for joining. Hyderabadi Astro, appreciate that, mate. I do, and thank you again, Casey. You're a bloody legend. Wish you could hang out and chat, perhaps some errands to run. Enjoy, mate. Just posting my girlfriend's M51 day. You're living the life, aren't you, mate? Eh? I don't know. From her ASCAR 71F TubeTech 585C combo. Currently capturing some random blank patch of the sky. Going for like a Hubble Deep Field kind of thing. That sounds interesting. Samyang and the TubeTech. Nice combo. I wouldn't call Max Tovs and Muon's comparable. Max Tovs are completely spherical. If not spherical, some slight aspherical forms. Dark come as spherical and elliptical. Fair. What's everyone else shooting tonight? M82. Right now. We may shift a little bit later on, but yeah, I'm trying to put together a comparison. It's again just another one that's for fun. I'm not trying to prove a point or anything like that here. More just talk about the overall usability and how good small refractors have gotten. So I'm putting together comparison data. So I'm shooting it right now with both these rigs that you can see in the observatory feed right there. Makes it different to figure out, but for the price, Mulan's are way too expensive for what you get. Yep, certainly heard that said before. Dinner bought already? Yep. Absolutely blindsided me with that one. I have M100 dialed in. Nice. M100. Trying to bring it to mind now. I'll have to just bring it up if I can. M100. Is it a flat on spiral? Like face on, should I say? Yeah. Nice. Very, very nice target. Not sure how viewable that is for me right now. There's Ursa Major. Possibly. Yeah, could be doable. Let me just crack back on with this. There we go. I will just try to keep up with chat if I can. In a little while, we can maybe have a brief browse of the Discord. I'm going to be honest, it's got a little bit out of hand. I'd like to see what you guys have been up to, but I right now probably aren't going to be able to get through everything. But yeah, Ruz. Sorry, I was reading one above you. Ruz, nice to see you. Hope you're all well. Yes, we are, mate. Hopefully you are well too, mate. Hi, Luke from Mississauga. Awesome. Hello, mate. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Good to see you. It's been a while as well, Matt. Yeah, it has. Nice to see you too, buddy. Birthday party and retirement party at the same time. What? Well, congratulations on both counts then, Casey. That is fantastic, mate. I hope you've got lots of plans for your free time. I'm hoping you're going to have plenty of free time now anyway, after retirement. But yeah, superb stuff, mate. I'm absolutely chuffed for you. Speaking of observatories, thinking about DIYing an observatory by using a waterproof garage door as the roof. Okay. I can see that. Have you considered... Well, it sounds like you've already got ideas, but I was just wondering, have you considered something like the tougher scope trucks that you can buy now, where you could maybe just, like if you've got an up and over garage kind of already, you could just wheel things out sort of thing. That's perfectly doable. Not as set and forget as an observatory, admittedly, where you can just throw the roof off and start shooting, but yeah. Waiting for sunset here in Maryland. Okay, to shoot the tadpoles. Thank you for sharing all your knowledge with us. No problem at all. What little knowledge I have, I'm happy to share. Have you ever dabbled with shorter exposures, Luke? Certainly have. Yep, lucky imaging and stuff like that. Loads and loads and loads of fun to be had. One of my, I think, favourite things actually. It's one of the things that always gets me interested is non-standard approaches. Even though you probably usually find out that there's a reason that there are standard approaches because they work bloody well. But yeah, I have certainly, mate. Currently trying Sharp Cap's recommended exposure for your rig with IR UV cut filter and 20-second subs. You should be absolutely fine. It's really quite effective, the calculator. Use what you got. Absolutely. Doing all the exotic filters. Unfortunately, I'm still on an uncooled one-shot colour camera, so it's a drag. Yes, I can imagine that is a bit of a battle. Certainly an uphill fight for you. Really cool if I could lend them to someone to use with mono. Wowza. Yeah, I'm imagining there's probably a long line of people who would kind of snatch them off you at that. But yeah, have you any thoughts about getting a monochrome camera of some kind? And if so, what would you go for? Learning astrophotography, had to send my mirrors to Orion Optics for recoating due to condensation under the telescope covers. Oof, that's rough. Yeah, I actually have a couple of telescope covers, but for that reason, kind of thing, I've not used them. I think it's nice to have them just in case, you know, for whatever reason, I couldn't cover my scopes otherwise. I'll move them, but yeah. They do seem like there might be a bit of a moisture bag, effectively. I'm always worried about, you know, keeping my equipment as dry as possible, because the last thing I want is like fungus and things like that on in between elements. Ugh. Give myself the heebie-jeebies thinking about it. Didn't realize I need loads of silica gel. Mirrors lasted 1 year. Oh my goodness, that's a rough one. Klaus says, "Thanks, Luke. No problem, Klaus. Glad to see you back live again. Enjoying your new junior assistant." Yes. Well, I think he's getting towards Sleepy Town now. He's looking like he's getting there. It's always good to see. I need to try to find some antihistamines. I'm sure I've got some in here, but long-time viewers of my live streams will know that sometimes when I talk a lot in this room, it makes my nose itch. So let me try to correct that now while I can. Ooh, talk about preparedness. Oh yes. That'll do. I think we're about done with them. Maybe one more now. Nope, that's it. I know what I need more of. Anyway, hopefully that'll kick in 20 minutes. I can stop itching my nose like some kind of astronomy addict. Right, let's catch up. Getting there slowly. Took the bike to the shop today for the first time since November. Kawasaki Vulcan, eh? Okay, nice. I do like Vulcans. Yeah, good to hear it, mate. Just I'm glad to hear you're getting better. Just take it steady, as you'll know. No point rushing these things, is there? Just got some data on M42 and IC434. Oh yes. Hoping to get 5 hours on NGC 2403. Which is that one then, Rose? Let me just have a look. NGC 2403. Oh, is this called the water bug or something? Or am I mistaken? No, it's not, is it? Looks kind of like it. What is the water bug now? It's going to bug me unless I find out. That's 5033, right? Yeah. That's what I got it mixed up with. But yeah, awesome stuff, mate. Just trying to catch up with chat as much as I can. Have you tried the new Psycon and Veralux tools for processing? Sadly, Steve, I have not. No, I'm proper stuck in my ways with the processing stuff, and I'm not glad about it, but yeah, it's just one of those things I've not gotten around to yet, sadly. M100 blow dry galaxy, flat on, spiral in Leo, very nice. Yeah, need to give it a go sometime. Weather's still not good in here in Ireland. I can only imagine. Yeah. Doing the Leo triplet and Mercurian's chain. I'd love to catch the Leo triplet properly, you know, Simon. I've every year basically, I think I'm gonna have a good go at it, but I've never taken an image yet of it that I'm actually really happy with, I would say. Astronomy with Claire says, ooh, are we live? Ooh, we are. Yes, we are. Good to see you, Claire. Hope you're doing well. And hope you're enjoying your new mask as well, which you got the other day from me. Kieran Williams says, got to shoot. Have a good one, Kieran. Thank you for coming and spending some time, mate. Off to work. Have a good shift. Roof is off, ready for more data. M101 tonight. Fabulous stuff. Just done the collimation video for the SCT. Good stuff. Glad to hear it. Don't even know what monocam to go for anymore. There's so much I want. Just need 500,000 to go nuts with. Yep. Scored the ASCAR 120 and love it. Thanks to your review. Oh, I'm so pleased to hear that, mate. Yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful scope. And good grief, you know, I think like the price to performance ratio from those ASCAR 120s, and I think the 120 in particular is one of the most strong offerings in that lineup. It's off the charts. Really, really like that scope. Bill, it's good to see you. Hey, Luke. Hey, Bill. Hope you and the family are doing well. We are, mate. Thank you for asking. Glad to see you imaging again on live stream. Yeah, it's good to see you too. Hope you're doing really, really well, mate. We really have to have a catch up at some point as well. I know it's been a while, but mate, I know you sent me over some stuff, didn't you, to like help me out, and it's still all here. You know what I mean? And every time I look at it, I think to myself, crikey, you know, Bill is a real one. I do. Same for Casey as well. Actually, I've still got that kit that Casey sent me. The polymer stuff. I'm almost afraid to use it at this point, but I need to. I really do need to. Let's see. I have to keep some desiccant under my covers, so constantly having to bake them back out every few weeks. Crikey, Mike. Yeah. I just don't know if it'd work over here, mate. I almost feel like sometimes, you know, when you get a bank of clear skies and you just want to leave it covered up for a night and get it back out the next night, I think covers are probably fantastic for that, but I don't know, man. Some people leave them out and it's like it'll rain and things like that, and they'll leave the rig out underneath the cover. I couldn't dream of it personally. I'd be absolutely having eggs. What a fantastic clear night it is. It's a nice one. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself with it as well. Conditions aren't looking too shabby for us. We're currently imaging M82. This is the view through my Edge HD with a 2600 and a 0.7 times reducer on it. That's the core of the galaxy there. Absolutely tons of detail on display already before we do anything to it, before we stack a single frame. Or, you know, wave the magic wand of BlurXTerminator at it as well. But yeah, I have to say, it's certainly quite the offering. The Edge HD. Here is what the SQA 106 can see on the same target right now, same sub-exposure length, that kind of thing. Still quite a bit of detail. It's just obviously the scale of the noise when viewed at a similar apparent size is 3 times larger on this, owing to the basically 3 times difference in sampling ratio between them. So this looks far noisier on a per pixel basis. Once it's stacked up though, the differences really are quite small. Impressively so, I would say. Good evening, Luke. Good evening, Milkman. It's nice to see you, mate. Hope you guys are doing well. Really nice to see you again. Good to see you back live again. Thank you. Hope that you and your family are doing well. We are, mate. Thank you. Yeah. Been okay with me. Good stuff. Moved in January. Blimey. All you get is packed up. You got nowhere to put it all. Well, I'm sure you'll have to change that. Priority number 1. Well, obviously not, but you know what I mean. Astrophotography says, I don't think it has a common name like that. NGC 2403 or Caldwell 7. Oh yeah, talking about the one where I got mixed up with the water bug, aren't you? Sorry. Hey Luke, hey there Daniel, nice to see you, buddy. Dean says, I'm fairly new to Deep Sky. Well, welcome aboard, Dean. Just got an ATR 2600M for myself for Christmas. Went to my brothers in Australia for December and January. Had 75 hours on M42. What the hell? Then lost my SSD heading back. Oh my god. That's properly rough. Damn. I don't mean to laugh, but that's like, you have to almost laugh. That's tragic. Jeez. Is there any chance of getting it back? Is it like, do you know where you might have lost it? A hotel room or something? Where you might be able to get in contact with, like, excuse me, lost and found? I'm probably saying this and you've already thought of all that kind of stuff, but I'm just trying to be helpful. Just got my Chroma narrowband filters. Ooh, says Ushi. 2 months ago. Now it's on to Galaxy season. It's always like that, anyway. Any recommendations apart from M51, M101, and M81 for continuum subtraction galaxies? No experience with it. I can't help you with any confidence there, I'm afraid, mate. I'm assuming, given the 3 targets you've given, you're talking about galaxies that are strong in HA emission. In which case, this time of year, it's a bit of a battle. M33's out of the way mostly in it, and that's a good target for it probably. But yeah, I'm out of ideas for you on that one. Do let me know if I'm wrong with my assumption there as well, though. I'd love to learn. If so, it's great to see you back live streaming again. Thank you, Daniel. Hope you and the family are doing well. It's very kind of you to ask, and we are indeed. Hope the same for you and yours. Congrats on the retirement and birthday, Casey. Yeah, I'm 100%. Yeah, congratulations again, Casey. Properly happy for you, mate. That must be awesome. Othman says, good to see you live again. Thank you, mate. Will you review people's astrophotography on Discord today? I am going to have a look. Yeah, absolutely. I think we can do that. That M82 is looking beautiful. Thank you, Ruz. Love the Sky Galaxy. It really pops off when you hit it with a bit of HA. Yeah, I mean, like the side here, the starburst stuff is just nuts on it. It can look properly wild. Might be a bit of a stretch for my skies, but you know, God loves a trier. If you're interested, I could send you 1 or 2 of my exotic filters for you to use on a project. If you're fit in an envelope, you could cook up something cool. It's very kind of you to offer, mate. To be honest, I can't accept it. I've got so much stuff already that I need to use. Do you know what I mean? I'm kind of swimming in gear, but all the same, it really is kind of to offer. So I want to say thank you all the same. I do mean that. Edge HD is lovely, Luke. I want one. Well, I know what you mean. I'm not going to try and argue and say it's not a nice scope. It bloody well is. It's not without its issues though. Like most Schmidt-Castle grains, you do have to be really mindful of your focusing routine being on point and making sure you're pushing that mirror against gravity every time. But once that's set, that's kind of a non-issue. And collimation, they are still very sensitive to collimation. I did my absolute best to get this on point, and it's still, there is some degree of reducer error in there as well, but it's still very, very slightly off, more on the left than the right, I would say. Don't know if you can kind of make out what I'm talking about, but yeah, the fiddle factor, it can be off the charts, even though you've only got like 3 points of contact, if you like, for collimation on a Schmidt-Castle grain. It probably just makes you hyper-focus on those 3 more than anything else. I will say that's one advantage to the scope I was testing prior to getting my Edge HD. I don't know if you remember, but a long time back now, I guess, on the channel, I had a Ritchie Chrétien 10-inch f8, aren't they? I think something like that. And the mechanics on that thing were absolutely wonderful, mate. The focuser was bloody garbage, but the mechanics on the rest of it, for getting yourself collimated, were really, really good. And that's something I feel like that type of scope design has an advantage over some of these big Schmidt Cassegrains. Well, yeah, gone off on a random tangent there, Anna. I know exactly where it is. It's in the sleep pod under the frame. Oh no, mate, that's even worse. If you know where it is, it's a lesson to always follow the 3, 2, 1 backup rule. Bro, I really feel for you. That is properly rough, innit? 72 hours. I've never spent that long on a target in my life. Not even close. That must suck to lose. Still using your Newtonian? Good question, and the answer is I'm not. No, I really need to, I think, get it sold, probably, most likely. It's just sat there. I haven't used it because I strongly favour easier to use designs, or at least more convenient designs for my observatory. And going back to what I was just talking about with the Richard Gradient, as much as I liked quite a bit about the design of that telescope, one of the things I didn't like is one of the inherents from that type of design and the Newtonian. The fact that it's open. So in like a dusty observatory environment, any time spent uncapped is time where you're accumulating dust and grit and all kinds of shit, really, on your lovely shiny optics. So I feel like that's where a Schmidt Cassegrain has kind of a big advantage, because your corrector plate's right there and it's very easy to take care of. I think everything else is kind of sealed up really nice, even when I'm using stuff like cooling fans. My SCT, and I'd highly recommend these for anybody who out there who's got a big SCT. It's got Tempest cooling fans installed to make it, reach thermal equilibrium much quicker and dissipate internal thermals. That it kind of like pushes through microfilters and stuff, so everything's been thought of. There's no dust getting inside that tube, and it's something that's like nice to have in an observatory environment. It's a constant battle, kind of dust, because you've either got, let's say your observatory roof is closed and you've either got it locked up, hermetically sealed practically, in which case you're going to have to battle damp, or you've got plenty of airflow and ventilation, and then you're going to have to battle dust. And I chose to battle dust rather than damp. I guess you could have best of both, with a sealed observatory when it's closed and a dehumidifier running all the time, but electric's a bit costly for that. Over here. I'll be back in just 1 second, guys. I need to use the loo, if I'm being honest. So I'll pop it back onto the observatory camera view and be back in a moment. Oops. Well, I would leave, but I'm going to need my shoes. Sorry, Chloe, did I wake him up with door then? Ah, dear. Wow, right. I'm back. Sorry about that. I did take a moment to look at the sky as well, and I think scene's improved a little bit from earlier on when I looked. It's probably fractionally better than average for my location. Let's see. Let's get caught up now. It is nice, you know. I do like that we have a lot of interaction on the chat in here because it just feels like we're all having a good old talk. Do you know what I mean? I know the stream perhaps doesn't feel very interactive in the sense of like what we're watching on the screen, but I hope, you know, by virtue of the fact that I try my absolute best to answer everybody in the chat, that it feels interactive at least in that nature for you, and nobody feels ignored, do you know what I mean, or anything like that. If you've taken the time to say something to me, I want to be able to take the time to, you know, say hello back. It's only right. Gotta go, bud. Clear skies. I'm sorry if I missed you there, Casey, but on the off chance that you catch me, thank you again. Happy birthday again, and happy retirement as well. Absolutely awesome. I know we'll catch up soon, Casey. Take it easy, buddy. Hello from China. How's it going, Lubo? Nice to see you again, mate. I hope things have been good for you. Best weather in a month. I was too tired to drive to the countryside and set up the scopes. I understand that. Yeah, correcting your assumption. Continuum subtraction technique for adding HAR03 region shot with narrowband. Oh, okay, got you. Good to know. Thank you for that, for letting me know. HD11, it is indeed, Lubo. Yeah. Headphone nebula still out. Great target for HD11. I think it's viewable. I'm currently set up just for broadband though, owing to the like new moon kind of phase. So yeah, perhaps when we've got a little bit more moonlight, I might stick a dual band filter in or something like that. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forwards to a good crack of the whip at Galaxy season this year, because last year we had a decent shot at it when it did finally arrive, and we had some clear skies, at least as I remember. But I did much of it with my Edge HD11 with the Hyperstar on and a 585 camera, which did lead to some really nice shots. But it would be interesting to see the difference, you know, between that kind of approach with very high signal to noise ratio data at a moderate focal length versus you know, shooting a much longer focal lengths and kind of squeezing every last drop that we can in terms of resolution from the equation. But yeah, another random tangent for you. I'm going out, very tired. Nice to see you stream though. Thank you, mate. And yeah, it's been nice to have you here. Could be mirror shift. Yes, that's what we were on about with the pushing against gravity. It does eliminate it, thankfully, if you make sure to finish your final focus movement with a counterclockwise movement on the focuser shaft. It gets rid of it, but just one of those things that really would trip you up if you weren't aware of it. M106 is good for continuum subtraction. Good to know. Take a look at the Discord pics. Yeah, we'll do that. I want to see people's rigs, so if you've bought anything new and wouldn't mind, do feel free to post in the Discord. Allow me to try to find you a link if I can. Promise this won't take too long. I'd love to see what you've been getting, basically. Let me sign into Discord a moment. Right, let me just get you an invite link. So if you want to join the Discord with over 900 members, click that link. Love to see what you've been buying. Looks like we're seeing a Meridian flip. Oh, live in action. How about that? Always cool to see. Let's see if we can drop down the exposure and up the gain a bit and see this thing moving a bit more. There we go. bit noisier, but we can at least see now. So M82 has passed through the Meridian. Now we're going to catch it on the opposite side. Quite neat. Something about a Meridian flip. I know many of you guys out there will be in agreement, but seeing your rig do that automated, it's pretty cool. There we go. So the other rig should be, I just check, oops, about to follow, I would imagine. Keep getting myself confused with this. Probably after this sub-exposure, I guess. Let's see. No. Now then. Told it's a Meridian flip. I bet my flip timing's different on this thing. I'll just make sure of that before we move on. If I can, anyway. God, I can't remember where the setting is now. Minutes after Meridian, 5. Yeah, that's probably why it hasn't done it yet, I guess. All the same, anyway, we'll keep an eye on that and make sure it does as expected. Move back to a less noisy view. Crikey. The purest green. Get the exposure reined in a bit. Wonder why everything's green now. Very odd. I accidentally saved the capture as well. Anyway, I'm not going to worry myself about it while we're messing about on stream, but yeah. Let's catch up. Now then, where were we? We will be going to take a look at the Discord soon, so yeah, thank you for the update there. Hit everybody, Astro. Added a few more targets to my Messier collection, says Isla White Taekwondo. Got 3 last night and second one tonight. Super. Not keen on the smaller star clusters, so only 90 minutes each for them. Hey, that's not bad, to be fair. I mean, a star cluster can look pretty damn good in that kind of time frame. Old geezer gazing. How's it going, mate? Nice to see you again. Hope you're keeping well. Dean says, your first scope is the ASCAR 71F. I was thinking of going to a fast Newt as my next scope. You're making me wonder if perhaps I should reconsider. Yeah. I want to say yeah. I mean, I'm not going to knock Newts, because when they're dialed in, they're awesome. They are. There's no two ways about it, and they're really hard to beat in terms of image quality for like bang for buck in that term. But the rest of it is just, I don't know, man. They're a bit wonky to use sometimes. You do have to check your collimation, or at least I found that I did on mine, even after upgrades such as the Backyard Universe Spider upgrade, which is a common weak point on cheaper Newtonians. They use very thin pressed metal spider vanes, which can kind of flop out of alignment from going, as you've just seen there, simply one side of the Meridian to the other, which is not what you want, you know. But yeah, smaller Newtonians are easier. I'll say that. It looks like that flip's happening now, thankfully. So if you were kind of maybe thinking of moving to something like a 6-inch Newtonian, then maybe, yeah, it's going to be a lot easier to handle, and especially if you go for something like an F5 Newtonian rather than an F4, because it might not sound like much of a change. It is, in terms of collimation accuracy that's required in order to make the most of the optics that you've got. F5 is just so much more forgiving, while still being honestly plenty fast for everything you want to do. At least I think so. I've had a lot of Quattros, a lot of standard PDS Newtonians. I am mainly focusing, I realise, on Skywatchers at this point, but that's what I've got experience in, so that's what I'll talk about. And I don't know, man. It's hard to recommend the Quattros sometimes, unless you're really willing to get stuck in, hands-on, and you know what you're doing with collimation. You're comfortable tackling a task like that, and you've got tools mechanically good enough to do the job too. You know what I mean? A lot of lasers and things like that you'll buy these days very slightly out, and that it does matter on an f4 Newt. But that's just me. For me, you know, if you've at all got the option to stick to a more robust design, like a refractor or something like that, I would probably do so and accept that my image is going to be a little bit slower and things like that, but extremely consistent. Sorry to all the Newt owners in the chat, but you probably know what I'm on about anyway. Ardsley Astro says, if the Quattro you're selling, Luke, I'll have first dibs. That's fair enough, mate. I mean, if you really are interested in it, yeah, it should be. I really do need to get around to selling it, basically. I just can't see myself using it anymore. Glad to see you live, Luke. Thank you, Steve. Just moved back to the UK after 17 years in Malaysia. Blimey. Welcome back, then. Finally have a few clear nights to use now for my FF80 Apo. Currently imaging the Whirlpool Galaxy for the next 6 hours. Well, that's a nice use of your time. Yeah, I think you can have a nice shot at the end of that. Good on you, Steve. View from below the piers is fantastic. Thank you. It's pretty neat, isn't it? I'll tell you what, I'm going to disconnect and reconnect the camera, though. Just as a little last-ditch effort to try and solve the green vision that we've found ourselves enjoying. Yeah, clearly something's wonky. I just wish I knew exactly what right now. Weird. Might have to use the individual colour balance controls potentially or something like that. Auto. No better. Fantastic. Anyway, let's keep up with the chat. Dean says, I'm liking my Carbon Star 200. Still struggling a bit with guiding via the off-axis guider, but a new to me Ioptron mount. Still getting closer each time I can fiddle with things. Yeah, so something like what Mike's mentioning there, Carbon Star, that kind of... I'd classify those as a super Newt, that kind of thing, and I think most people probably would. That can be a different kettle of fish. They've still got all the standard difficulties of collimation accuracy that's required, that kind of thing. But the rest of the mechanics of the scope are built from the ground up to support that kind of required mechanical accuracy. Whereas, let's say the Skywatchers, that kind of thing, they're kind of not. So you have to buy add-on parts to make them really functional. Question from Steve. Okay. Is it worth shooting a few hours of hydrogen alpha to complement the 6 hours of broadband for the Whirlpool? Now, I'm of the school of thought that probably not. I don't really like HA being like gemmed into galaxies too obviously. I think it takes away rather than adds to a lot of shots, but I do sometimes see an occasional galaxy image where it really it does add to it. So it's a bit of a coin toss kind of situation based on your personal preferences and whether the galaxy is even suitable for it, I suppose. Bit of research on other people's images if you want. Might be helpful on that one. See what they've done with the HA and without, and see whether you like it. I will say if you've got enough data, you can still pull out enough HA that it looks spectacular still. Or at least I think. I know I took a shot of it a bit back with my Hyperstar. Here we are. I think this is probably the edit of it. I can't remember. Whirlpool Worries. This is maybe the one. There's some HA flecking around in there. With a proper HA channel, it would be like riddled with it basically, but I like a more natural appearance. But that's just me. Maybe you're different. Hopefully that answers that for you. Old Geezer Gazing says, home from Rwanda. Welcome back. Seems weird getting 2 nights in a row to image. I bet the skies look a bit different here though than Rwanda. Big thick blanket cloud just started rolling in up here in Newcastle. Oh dear. Let's try to get a forecast on 2 minutes, buddy. See what we're looking at. Excuse me. Let me pull this up so I can show you guys on stream. I'm just trying to get there we go, Met Office. That'll do. I know a lot of people think it's crap, and I do too, but it's what I usually use, so I'm trying to at least be consistent. Oh, I see. Take a look at that then, eh? So, it seems like all day we've been having a southwesterly, but which way is this going? It looks like it is a big band, doesn't it? Okay. We might be okay. Hard to say. It's not really granular enough, isn't the view on this, but we're predicted for mist and fog in the morning. I know that. Anyhow, thanks for letting me know about that one, mate. Hopefully we'd see anything before it caused any havoc as well. Watch the channel all the time. Someone said, where were that? Ah, Astrotherapist. I see StarXTerminator. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm really glad you enjoy my channel, you know. That's nice to hear. It really is. Richard Nellia says, target switch for the Samyang 135 here. Wide field around M97, trying to find targets for the Newt. Okay, kind of like Samyang as a survey instrument. That's an interesting take on things. Yeah, on the note of like surveying, I know that on my last video I was talking about using, let's say, telescopius to help you pick targets and things like that. After you've said that, you know, something, you're quite right, something I should perhaps have added to it is that it's worth having just a little poke around the night sky at times and just see for yourself what these targets look like on even a single sub exposure. As a single sub can often tell a tale, I think. If it looks, you know, at least okay on a single shot, likelihood is it's probably going to look awesome once you've stacked a few hundred. So it can help you pick where to spend your time, I think. Well, that's my take on things. Let me just open up my streaming software and stuff and make sure we're still comfortably live. We appear to be so. I'm just getting some hiccups there. Hopefully we're all still good. I will continue as if we are. Rover Valley Optics Horizon 72ED changed to M101. Nice. Sold both my C stars in January. Not sure this was a smart move, but 5 telescopes was a bit silly. I mean, yeah, quite probably. I'm really tempted to get a Carbon Star 200, but worried about shipping to the UK. Yeah, never tired of seeing my rig do things automatically. I'm glad it's not just me, Russ. Yeah, whether it's Meridian flip or changing targets from plan mode. It is, and automation's always cool to see. What's the gap between your peers? 1 meter. Crikey, I would have been able to tell you this. Can't remember. Since you asked, Rob. Ouch. Let me try to find my... Here we go. Tape measure. I'll interrupt a sub for your... for the sake of answering your question. Get a headlamp on. Which do you want to know? North pier to south pier. Like, closest faces distance. That kind of thing. I'm going to assume that's what you want to know. Or perhaps on centres. Anyway, I'll be back in just 1 second. You've intrigued me. Oh yeah. Right. Oops. So for you, Rob, 31 inches, the closest edge, so where my mouse pointer is, to the closest edge on the, left my light on the other pier. And 40, I've just forgot, 43, 48, I don't know. On centers, I can't tell you that one anymore. This brain's gone blank. But yeah, that's the closest edge, but it did allow me enough swing, obviously, to have a bloody big Schmidt Cassegrain with its dew shield on and stuff, and still not being in risk of contacting the EQ6 longest bit, which is this extended G-optic counterweight bar down there, which is the thing that always makes me a little bit concerned, mate, when I'm pointing around. 5 scopes isn't silly, but it can be chaos. Ankalim, nice to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying that scope, good sir. Nice to see you. Milkman, did you say something and I missed it, Milkman? I said hello to you up top. Sorry if I did, buddy. Keep considering a Newt because of the aperture, but again, that collimation really does make me think twice. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but take all this, what I'm saying, with a healthy pinch of salt, because a lot of it is just personal preferences, isn't it? I mean, I'm definitely able to do the job of collimation, as are any of you. Once you've had a little bit of time looking at the scope, the movements that you make and what effect that will have on your collimation tests, your devices, whatever that may be, lasers, Cheshires, cat's eyes, or whatever, starts to become more obvious, and you're not having to do I need to touch this one? You'll just know. But the fact that you even have to do that kind of thing is kind of one of the things that puts me off bothering with them much longer. You know what I mean? I will say this: I think I'm probably a bit spoiled, most likely. For the longest time, I just wanted the best scope I could get for the money, and a lot of times that did look like a Newtonian. Yeah, but these days, with some of the quality of refractors you can get, and the fact that I've been able to increase my scope budget a bit over time, more than a bit, to be fair. I mean, I've ended up with some dream scopes for me, through, saving up and buying these things. It's left me in that kind of a little bit spoiled scenario. But yeah, it's nice to not have to worry so much about Newtonian collimation anyway, at least. Is this real life? Yes, it is. As always, mate. Yeah. Let's see. Are you able to get the Sombrero Galaxy there, Luke? I am, buddy. Yeah, occasionally. Let me just check where it is in the night sky for you, and then we'll go over and check the Discord once I've had a little catch up here as well. Fire up Stellarium. M104, in it? M104? Oops. There we go. Yeah, so it's going in the southeast, which for me is thoroughly in some trees, sadly. But yeah, it's a beautiful object, isn't it? To simulate the field of view, by the way, in case you wanted to see, that's what it looked like with the SQA 106 and the 585 as it's currently rigged up. And this is how it looks through my Edge HD with the 0.7 times reducer. So pretty nice. I'd love to have a good shot at it, but it's always so low. Now, one of the problems I do have is when things like low in the south come swinging into view, they're always above neighbouring houses, and obviously they give off a lot of heat from their the roofs, that kind of thing, and it does really ruin the scene, even more so than is standard for viewing at low elevations. But yeah, fire up the chat. There we go. I have a modified 200 PDS. Love it and hate it at the same time. Yes. You get it, Richard. Yes, you do. I have a 10-inch f4 Quattro. You've thrown down the gauntlet and I accept your duel. Yep. Oh, mate, I've been there as well. I've had a good few of them. The fantastic scopes when they're working and you've kind of fettled the issues, aren't they? But it's getting them to that point that's kind of a bit of a battle in itself. Never mind the proposed duel between us. Mr. Atolmin says, thinking of getting my first Astro setup. Nice. Thinking of a 2600 Air with the AM5 mount and a Wildcat 91. Is the inbuilt Air worth it or separate the scope and Air Pro? I'd go built-in personally, but maybe I'm biased because I got one in for review and ended up like, nah, I'm buying it. I'm keeping it. I ain't sending this back. I liked it that much. So yeah, I think less clutter on your scope, much easier to manage cables, and if down the line you go with something like a rotator as well, having it all on your camera really does make things easier to set up there as well, lessening your chance of cable snags, things like that. Check you're on 24-bit, click white balance, adjust to get rid of the green. Okay, so you want me on RGB 24. And let's see, image controls, auto white balance. We sadly appear to be the same. Why is it suddenly green? It changed when I did the gain settings, so it's definitely not like Aurora activity or something like that, or at least I don't think it is. We've seen it on the sub exposures, wouldn't we? But yeah. Let's see, I have a GSO 6-inch Newt and upgraded the heck out of it with 3D printing. Good stuff. I'd love a Quattro. Nah, I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would actually enjoy it. If you're really down for the challenges, then yeah. Backyard Universe Spider Mirror Mask. Flock the whole scope. Yeah. Made an end cap. Yep. Tape for the light leaks. The fact that you have to write a whole ass paragraph of things you need to do, though, to make it a usable scope is... Exactly. Yeah, it just highlights it, doesn't it? I do love the images. Yeah, I'm right there with you as well. I love the images from a Newt, but it's the getting of the images. I'm in Michigan, where we get clouds 28 days a month, says Astrotherapist. In winter. Yeah. I can believe that. Are you sure you're not from the UK? Because it's the same here. White balance is in the image control drop down. Yeah. I wonder, we'll try RAW 16 as well, maybe? If that helps. Not really bothering, is it? I wonder if I'll have to like manually boost the blue channel a bit. That's looking closer to balance. Increase the red. Now we're starting to get a little bit red hued now. A little bit warm. That's closer to reality. Just a bit of manual color balance then. That'll have to do. If Skywatch 200p, Quattro 200p Luco would certainly be interested. I've been debating the Stellar Liner 8-inch carbon f4, has all the upgrades already, but it's 900 quid. Yeah, well, mine's it's an 8-inch f4 steel tube. Bought it last year, or the year before. I've done like the unboxing video on my channel and everything. I sold my Skywatcher Esprit 120 because I felt like I just used it to death and I wanted a new scope. Basically, it was as simple as that. There wasn't anything wrong with that Esprit, but I just wanted a change. I got a change. Not quite what I'd bargained for, but yeah, the images when it's on are nice. It's just yeah, all the aforementioned issues. Same era did all the things to mine, but also replaced the focus with that Bada Diamond Steel track. Yeah, that's good. A shower cap. Cover her delicate bum. Post a couple of my images on the Discord. I tell you what, we will I need to go to Bedfordshire. All the best, sir. Awesome. Well, if you're going, then Matthew in it. I think your name is Matthew, if I remember correctly. Have a good one, mate. Thank you very much for coming and spending some time with us. I will pop on the Discord now as well, just while we keep catching up with chat. If I can just nick this panel and bring it over for us to see. Right. Let's put that there. Okay, so I'm going to look first at people's gear, Astro gear, see what's been coming up. So it's been a while, hasn't it, since I was last looking at stuff. Let's see. Blimey. Oh my goodness, there's some way to go. I do like this part of the night, though. You know, when we're looking at people's setups, that's always cool. God, blimey. All right. We've certainly got some to catch up on. I remember this. T-Bird, and I remember T-Bird's bike. So we'll go from somewhere around here. I've clearly left some hearts on some of these. So I've seen those. New. There we go. That was fairly efficient. Little homemade visual scope. It's brand good viewers. That's really smart. Good stuff. Yeah, love to see DIY like that, mate. That's fantastic. You can buy like small optic sets, can't you, from places like AliExpress, Alibaba, things like that. And I suppose if you've maybe 3D printed these, bought yourself some rods, looks like aluminium rods, all similar there. Really clever. I like that. Part of my Astro gear is my Eufy solo cam. Solar powered, no wires, no batteries. Oh, super, mate. Yeah, you can see if your raster's behaving. Jim's backyard setup. Oh, Jim. When you invite me around to your house, Jim, because that pool looks nice. Only thing it's missing, I don't know if you've already got it, I'm sure you have. Nice big, like a Traeger grill or something there, or a Kamado Joe barbecue. Something like that, you know what I mean? That'd really go with it well. But the scope's alright too, yeah. No, all joking aside, very nice setup there. Is this a Losmandy mount? It looks like a Losmandy mount. Fabulous. Thank you for sharing that one, Jim. I will get caught up with the more modern stuff on this. It's just nice to catch up a little bit as well. Post a couple of my images. Audio's good. Thank you for letting me know, dude. Nice to see you doing a live, Luke. What's your target tonight? I'm on M82 tonight, mate, for now. I'll probably shift a fair bit later in the night. I just need some quality data on this first. But, yeah, on the tadpole at the minute. Fantastic stuff. At the Edge 8 with a 585 out for 2 nights. Added to your Messier collection. Knocked off some targets there, dude. I remember Luke stressing about that dimensions originally and was stacking the blocks. Yes. Well remembered, Mike. Yeah, I certainly was worried about it. Before I set the piers up, I just had like my EQ8 has a pier as well, like a metal pier that I had freestanding in there, and then I had the EQ6 on a tripod as well, and it gave me a feeling for kind of where things needed to be, which was helpful, to be fair. Driveway set up for now from Walter. Should install a Unify access point just outside the garage for better Wi-Fi. That's smart. Back to my ASR now. Cool. Nice to be able to see your rig in it. I'd be absolutely shitting myself, to be honest. If you'll excuse my my French, with my rig in the front yard like that. Nice rig, very compact. Cool stuff. I messed up with the dots. You know Gideon. Gideon, yeah, I know you, Gideon. You bought my ASCII 120, yeah? Messed up with the dots. All's good. No worries, dude. Yeah. Putting a second pair. Space is tight though, so that helps. Yes. I mean, if you put in a second pair, mate, I would always consider, you know, a big and a little. You know what I mean? It makes sense because they're going to complement one another. You're going to be able to shoot stuff with one rig that you can't with the other. So that makes natural sense. But like 2 large scopes, as you'll probably already be aware, is asking for a midnight crunch, which nobody wants. So yeah, go with a big and a little. That'd be my advice. And one other thing that I did, I neglected to mention actually when I took that measurement for you. I think I've said it on my pier building video if that were any use to you for any reason, but I altered the height of my north and south piers very slightly as well, so that lessens your risk of collision even more, given the fact that they're not on exactly the same planes, one another in all 3 dimensions, sort of thing. They're apart and altered in z-axis as well, if you like. So my north pier is taller than my south pier. Looking back, I might have done it the other way around. I had a taller south pier, but it is what it is. 2600 MC Air was so cool to use. Really loved it. Wi-Fi was much better as well. Could get a strong signal from a front room. Need to look out for filters. Yeah, I mean, that's the one I've bought. Like, I'm chuffed with it, mate. I've not had a filter issue yet, but the narrowest thing I've used is a 3.5 nanometer dual band filter, and I've got hiccups now. And I will say, you definitely do need to increase your guiding, like looping speed. I typically change it to like 4 to 5 seconds or something like that, and that makes it so there's always stars I can guide with. What factors made you decide the SQA range rather than the PHQ? That's a good question. So I was lucky enough to test out a 130 PHQ the other year, and I really liked that scope at native. I did. I felt like it was a little bit overly long for its aperture, which made it a bit of a swing radius hazard in my observatory. Not too bad, but the thing I didn't like was the reduced performance, and I almost feel like the scope was potentially going to be more usable with its reduced focal length than its native, given the speed difference as well. Yeah, the reducer performance really let it down. It let a very fine scope down, so that left a bad taste in my mouth a little bit. And then when the SQAs came along, and my first experience with the SQA 55, and I was like, oh, okay, so this is how good a refractor can be. And then the chance to review the SQA 106 came along, and geez, yeah, it's hard to imagine a refractor being better. Do you know what I mean? So it was one of those things where after I tried it, there was pretty much no possible way you were going to pry it out of my hands, sort of thing. But yeah, again, just down to being spoiled. I'm a lucky boy, being in this kind of job that I found myself in. It comes with opportunities to try out this nice gear, and yeah, it's hard to give some of it back. I love the images, but it's getting the images. Yeah, this is it. I'm glad you get that. I got a clear sky, clear southern sky. Ooh, very nice. That's what we like to hear. Downside is I'll be imaging to a ball 8. Ooh, there's always a catch in there. I guess it's time to get into narrowband, I suppose, dude. Yeah. Does nobody ever do live imaging on the Discord? Good question. I don't know if they do. I've certainly not seen it. Fatu. This chap was using an SQA 85 as far as I remember, but now he's got a new beast up and running. By the look of the camera to the scope, I'm assuming it's an 8 Edge HD. Really funky looking pier. I like this like welded up pier that's been done. That looks like it'd take a house on top of it. Nice. Yeah, really, really cool to see that, mate. Thank you for sharing. Oh, it's an 11. Blimey. Not sure if I'm more jealous of that setup or the location. Looks like you have a perfect view 360. True. 5 Very, very nice. Oh, yeah. That's his other rig, the SQA that I remember. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I bet most nights of the year, though, you're probably going to have more fun with this. I will say that. That's me, anyway. Does it have to be that close to the edge? Ooh, I like the pun. The Newt is out. They do look cool, though, don't they? You have to say. A big Newt. A big tube. Few products on the go from projects rather from Walter. Ooh, I like that. Are these brake discs? They look like brake discs. Rowan belt mod kit. Man, I can give you a customer testimonial on that. My EQ6 is still running that Rowan belt mod kit, and it never gives you any issues. It's awesome. You know, Rowan used to do parts as well. Just random fact for you here. As far as I remember, for air rifles. Just in case you want to know. We got good on you anyway for getting that done, dude. Stump grinding. Wow. That looks like chaos on tracks. That's a right bit of kit. Them stump grinders are terrifying in action, aren't they? What do you think of this combination? Flip a coin. You'd probably be happy with either. Let me try to keep catching up. Concrete is backbreaking work. I love seeing people's gear and what they've been getting up to, you know what I mean? It's just always fun. I hope it's fun for you guys too. Cannot shoot from my house, so I have to tear down and set up each time. Should I prioritize aperture or focal ratio for my next scope? Upgrading from a Redcat 51. That's a really interesting question, Brian. It's so for me, I would, given your situation, you don't want to waste any time. I wouldn't imagine getting there early and stuff, excessively early, so you can try to make sure your scope's collimated and things. I know it sounds like I'm on a crusade against newts today, but that's why I would discount something like a user collimatable design and perhaps focus on something that's going to have a fixed collimation status. You know, if it arrives good, it should stay good, and that's where I would be looking at something like a nice high quality refractor. I know you might want to change something going from already a nice small refractor, but if you jumped up in aperture to something in the 4-5 inch range, it should still be plenty portable, and you're going to get just a nearly endless list of targets you can hit with that type of scope. If you've got something around that 5, 6, 7, even 800mm focal length, there's a lot you can do. 250, like your Redcat 51, can be it can enable you to shoot some targets you otherwise couldn't get, or at least in some interesting framings or perspectives, but it also restricts what you can do otherwise, doesn't it? So I really understand why you're looking at getting another scope. I will say this though, if you're looking at upgrading from a Redcat 51, I'd say unless you need the cash, perhaps don't sell the Redcat, just keep it there, because there might be times of the year where you think, hey, you know what I mean, I wouldn't mind a really easy session with a wider focal length, because everything's that bit more forgiving when things are wider. Zanji Astro HM17, nice, very neat rig. Not seen those mounts, but yeah, funky. Looks like a decent little wedge. That's I want my brain working there, but yeah, it looks like a decent wedge that comes with it as well. Cool. Klaus, tonight astrophotography from the Maldives. Oh yes. Oh, look at that! What a view. Good grief. You're living life, good sir. You certainly are. There are lesser places. That's very fair. Oh, nice. Yeah, SQA55 setup. I've always got time for that. Crikey, man! Look how clean that looks. That is clean. Wow. Damn. Yeah, +1 for cleanness. Is this considered portable? Considering it's on someone's truck there, yeah. I guess it is. That's awesome. I've seen that story before. Let me catch up with chat just a little bit if we can. Have to love you and leave you. No worries, dude. Have a good one. Thanks for coming and spending some time. Damien, nice to see you, dude. Hope you're keeping well. Raf Astro, Luke, Raf. How you doing, dude? Good to see you. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you, dude. Why is the Headphone Nebula the most underrated nebula? Is it? Or are you just saying it is? It's not even in the ASIA list, but it's beautiful. Sent you a C-Star S50 photo of it. It's not in the C-Star list either. Definitely keeping the Red Cat 51. Good to hear, yeah. Just been wanting more focal length. Okay, I'll have to wait until you upgrade your StarAdventure GTI. Cool. Super. Yeah, you should be well set, I would say then, mate. With something like that 4 or 5 inch range Apo, I would have thought it's going to be stable. It's going to be able to image in, I'm guessing, exposed locations. If you're driving away from home, you're probably not going to park up next to a bloody building. So likelihood is you're looking for somewhere clear with a good broad aspect that you can shoot from. So it's not going to be much of a wind sail is the point I'm trying to make as well. Bloody newts. It's another mark against them. But yeah, there's a lot to like with some quality glass. I will say that. A new beast is coming. Nix 120. I like the CGI hands on that. That looks interesting. It's like a person with a neck that's too thick or something. Interesting to see what that actually looks like when it's done. Catch up. Now with autofocus. Look at those bloody stars. Beautiful. Try to catch up a little bit further. Dynamo Hum in the process of fine-tuning this little nugget of joy at Starfront. Okay. 20 MC to it. Nice. I'm a 5-year-old in charge of a Ferrari. Best way to be. Could you please let me know if we are still live? Because I've just had a crash on my streaming page. I'm hoping we are anyway. I realise that if I am live, there'll still be a little bit of a delay, so I'm having to cover poor Bertha's ears with all his new passion. I'll stop, I'm sorry. Sounds good, looks good. Fantastic. Thank you very much indeed for that, Mike and Ruz and AJ and Lubo and Claire. Appreciate that, guys. Yeah, I never know with this stuff before. I've had it before. We've been doing a live stream, and Richard, by the way, thank you. Where we've been like chatting away, and I've been talking to nobody for a few minutes. Oh, awesome! Thank you very much indeed for that, guys. I appreciate the responsiveness. Saved the situation there. That is one hell of an interesting looking scope, you know. This upfront internal focuser just looks bizarre, but yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, you can move your corrective optics around and focus without having to move anything else vital to the image train mechanically at all. It's a good idea, good design. Welcome aboard, mate. Thank you for joining in. I appreciate that. The looks like I did get a chance to say CO2 then. In that case. Yeah, lovely stuff. Thank you for sharing that. Kieran. Oh. I like the efforts to colour match here, mate. Even down to the cables. I've got a lot of time for that. Very nice. In keeping with the rings as well. You should set in circles on your EQ mount. Nice one, mate. Yeah, I like that. Thank you for sharing. I will say I've got the opportunity to look at where is it now? Try to find the scope for you. Probably a new tab on here. I'll do it actually. I think First Light Optics. What's it called now? It's a brand new refractor. Give me a moment. We'll find it. It's Japanese. Newest. Why does my brain do this to me sometimes? Sometimes it's fantastic. I think I've got the best brain ever. And then I come crashing back down to reality when I can't even remember a name that I heard earlier today. I'm going to have to check my emails on my phone. Hang on. Sorry, I'd just like to get your feedback basically on this to see if you think I should go for it. NACO, that's it. Do they have them? No, they don't. Okay. NACO 60 GT. Here we go. This will do. So, yeah, NACO Optics got in contact from Japan and asked if I might want to take a look at one of these on the channel. Now, I realise I've looked at some small scopes recently, and this one is a very expensive one. So, I don't know what to do, basically, because I think it'd be cool to look at it. But ultimately, probably going to cost me a few bob to even just get it here, even if I choose not to keep it. All these things that come through, like almost never the import duty's covered, so that's like I have to pay out to get the reviews done and things like that. I don't think reviewing something as niche as this, I think bloody £1,000 before you even get the flattener or reducer for it, mini scope, is going to do very well. Oh, Claire, thank you very much for that. Gifting 5 memberships. Welcome aboard. All the giftees. That's really awesome. Thank you very much, Claire. Appreciate the support. Was that one that Queeve spotted live on his last show on YouTube? I have no idea, dude. I missed that one, Mike, I'm afraid. Called being a parent. First thing to go into mind. Okay, then. That's all right. At least I know I'm on track. Still here, but I have to shoot off now, Luke. Good stream, mate. Thank you, Simon. Nice to see you, dude, as always. And I will check out your video. I would like to see that SCA 310 at least through a screen, if never in real life. Another night of sleeping in the car. Good night, everyone. It was good to see you, Luke. Hey, nice to see you too, mate. Thank you very much indeed for coming and spending some time. Appreciate that. Bertha might be a girthy girl, but she's a delicate flower. Oh, I feel bad now. Sorry, Bertha. FSQ80FC. What's that one then? I'll have to have a look. Is that a new FSQ range, eh? Oops, 80. See. Quintuplet. So this is, I'm assuming, one of their new scopes. Introducing a modernized imaging interface optimized for today's cooled CMOS cameras. Yeah, like we were talking about, I guess. That's awesome. Yeah, so 5 elements, 5 groups. Individual elements then. 2 fluorite elements in the front triplets. Press chromatic aberration. I wonder what the spots look like on it. I'm assuming I mean, Takahashi must know what they're bloody doing. So I'm assuming they've gone to town on it and made something incredible. RMS spot diameter 0.8 at the center. Jeez, if that's true. Goodness gracious me. That would be pretty wild. Sometimes spots are given like in the tightest possible wavelength, aren't they? But this appears to be like a chromatic spot. It's showing dispersion through different color wavelengths right there, and it's all stacked nicely. Center frame. That could be incredible. Yeah, that could be really, really incredible to see. Thank you for letting me know about that, mate. I had no idea that finally came up with it. I knew they were trying to work on things like that, because as far as I was aware, they'd stopped building more FSQ, like 85s, like the baby Q, and 106s for a while. Yeah, it's pretty cool. ASCII 120 with a one-time slattener, best value for money. It certainly is an incredible performer at a great price point. Booked at the store that made its own. Right. Okay, so I missed that. Is this a video I can find on his channel, or is it like a members only thing or something? Obviously I'm sure he'd be okay with me watching it on stream, but I don't know if he would, so I'd rather not chance it. But yeah, I'll have to watch that as well. There's a few videos I need to catch up with by the sounds of it, you know what I mean? Just been outside, freezing my knees and toes off. Well, stop wearing shorts and no shoes, Claire. I mean, it's obvious. Excited looking at collimated Jupiter. Just a quick thanks for the collimation video. No problem at all. Yeah, I'm really glad it helped. Getting it collimated right the first time is a good feel. Yeah, I have to say. So well done on that one. You can find an ASCII 160 Apo with a 1x flattener for around 18,000 Chinese yen. Okay, I wasn't live. Not bad. Yeah, that's also a steal. I've no experience with the 160, of course, so I can't say, but I will say, by the sounds of it, it's probably going to be a thumping big scope, 160mm Apo. So do bear that in mind. I like this, by the way, in response to Kieran's. Far to you. First time out since September. I appreciate the goatee, by the way. That is a sick goatee. First time out since September. Still testing and trying to turn this setup to run reliably. Nice. That is a cool setup, and I love, like I said, other people have mentioned, we love the fact that you're up there and have that kind of view. I named it Watchtower Observatory. Damn. I really should have done something like this, like some steps or something if I was allowed. What's it look like with the roof on? Upgraded 10 quid. Skywatcher 1145p with some DIY 3D printed parts. Awesome. Love to see that kind of thing. Cheap Astro. He's got his own branding on it as well. Fantastic. Newly collimated SCT with 585 on Jupiter. Brilliant. Yeah. I mean, you've got a piece of like usable history almost there. And I don't mean that as a jibe. I think it's cool. Having like an orange tube Celestron. I think that's really quite neat. I think they shifted to the black tubes. Someone will probably be able to answer this more accurate than me, but it was like 1984 or something like that, I guess, when they shifted to the black tube XLTs, as far as I'm aware. But so it's a fairly old scope, but that's no bad thing, and it's really nice to see it out being used. That's cool. I've just heard a whoop whoop, by the way, as well, so I'm assuming that's from you, Mike, sending me that video. I appreciate that, mate. Dave G added a longer focal length rig to complement the SK55. Okay. Horizon 102 doublet. So far it's performing beautifully. Love to hear it. Yeah, look at that. Don't talk to me or my son ever again. It's like that meme. Crikey. I will say I like the new kind of wireless focuses that are being offered by ZWO. I've not got one myself, but I think if I was in the market, I'd probably be looking that direction. Ultracrap 108. Oh, with 585 at Starfront. Oh, Mike. That's looking really, really nice, mate. That's looking really nice. I'll bet you that's giving you some wonderful images, no doubt, eh? Crikey. I tell you what, haven't the chaps at Starfront really been absolutely knocking it out of the park? Let's be real. Do you know what I mean? They've started this thing off and crikey, you know, all power to them. It's just gone ballistic. Really good to see. It was the first light for it. Oh, okay. Not quite happy with the colour after trying continuous subtraction. There's some like divoting in there from background extraction that's happened there. Yeah, definitely some weirdness has happened. Mike, I know you won't mind me talking about this on stream, so yeah. So I'm not quite sure what's happened with the stars, why they've ended up blobby. But the filament and like HA burst detail on M82 there is tremendous. You love to see that. But yeah, clearly something's gone a little bit wonky. All the same, appreciate you sharing that. Bought the 120 Apo in large part thanks to your review. Yes. Oh man, I don't know why it makes me so happy, but it does. You know, when someone actually trusts you enough, what you're saying on these videos to part with some of their hard earned, and then they're happy with it. It's like a relief and also an affirmation, I guess. You know that. Oh yeah, I'm not crazy. It really was a good scope, kind of thing. Nice. Yeah, it looks really, 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 really good. I like it. I do like the kind of skinny look almost of it. I know it's not really a skinny scope because it's just quite a big long scope, but something about it looks like retro a little bit, and I like it. I especially like the NASA sticker on that, by the way. I'm actually quite jealous of that. Lovely shot there for your first light as well. Very orange, I will say, but tremendous processing otherwise. Lots and lots of detail. Well set black point. Yeah, a lot to like. A lot to like. I think we've got Don't Talk to Me or My Son Ever Again. Yes. We can catch up with a few images in a minute, I think. I'll start from the most recent. I think we have to do it that way, don't we? But yeah, I just need to quickly check my rigs, basically, and make sure we're up and running properly. So, sky looks okay. That's a good sign. My subs are looking good as well. Yeah, better than good, actually. They're looking absolutely stonking. Seeing this much detail on individual sub exposures is usually a good, a really good sign. I think when stacked, this is going to be spectacularly detailed, if I do say so myself. I think we've got every chance with this one. Looks like scenes, or rather, sky background levels have kind of dropped as the night's gone on as well, even though it's been well elevated kind of throughout. We'll go back to an earlier sub exposure. You can see it's a bit more washed in the background. And you can also tell that by the mean values as well at the start of the night, around 1800 or so down to 1700 or so now. Neat. Anyway, so yeah, that's answered my question. Everything's up and running properly. My other rig, what is that doing? Might have just actually refocused. It has. Yeah, there we go. You can see it's triggered a refocus. But before that, yeah, looking good. Loads of detail. Once stacked up, that's going to be tremendous. one last thing I want to check as well. I want to make sure my my switch viewpoint's 9 degrees, lens is 17, so we're fine. That's totally fine. Right, back to Discord. There it is, sorry. Having a minor brain fart. It's sat in our Astro Club cupboard apparently for like 15 years and was told to take it and see what you can get. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, at least you've got the you know, the opportunity to play around with it there, aren't you? Live stream panel still working. Sorry, I was just double checking we were still good, and we are. Right, let's take a look at some of you guys' images. It has been a hot minute. Scientist Steve. Let's see what you've been up to then, Steve, with this mono rig. Core blimey. The jellyfish, eh? I can see. Is this if you're still here, Steve, are you looking for feedback at all? I like what you've done. It's good to see you enjoying your rig. But if you are, let me know and I'll come back and I'll give you feedback as well. But other than that, mate, just keep on keeping on. You know what I mean? You're doing well. Your images have came on, by the way, a mile. I do remember when you shared some of your earlier shots with me, and I tried to give pointers and things and back and forth with you. Yeah, things are moving on in the right direction. CG Cepha, 8 hours integration from Bolt 7/8, so not easy skies. Did a slight tweak to the SHO palette to make it a little less neon green. Okay. There's a nice level of detail apparent. Noise is not taking over the image or anything like that. Excuse me for yawning. Yeah, spot on. I like it. And I don't particularly dislike the non-standard color palette that you've chosen as well. I think it shows it off quite well, actually, as it happens. So yeah, good stuff. You'd like some feedback, please, Luke? I'm always looking to improve. And Scientist Steve, sure, no worries, mate. Well, thank you for letting me know, by the way. So the one thing that immediately, good grief, sorry, you have to forgive me for yawning at you. A long day. The one thing that immediately grabs me about the image, I love the framing that you've gone for. I feel like that's the absolute best framing you could have got with this kind of field of view. Some of the like filament details look a little bit overcooked to me. So like there's some degree of sharpening or some other process that's happened that's left almost a pockmarked appearance over much of those fine filaments. Your stars have definitely gotten better from your earlier shots. I will say that. I think you're managing those much better now. But yeah, it's just that appearance that stands off the screen a little bit for me. Like I always say though, these are personal things. You know, you are the one who spent the time to take that shot, and if you're happy with it, then just tell me to bugger off. Do you know what I mean? I won't mind. I just, like I say, if you want pointers from just another person, that's what I would say about that. Spaghetti doesn't suffer from the same problem. That's much more natural looking. You know what I mean? I don't dislike this at all. I think you've done a nice job on a challenging target. I'm gonna have to get something caffeinated. Hang on. It's all hit me at once. I'm in two minds, by the way, as to whether to make a video about my observatory upgrades. What do you guys think? I know it's not my normal stuff, but it'd give me something I could at least record a video about. The aircon and the solar panels and all that kind of thing. Feedback's always welcome. Good to hear, dude. CG Cepha. Okay. Yeah, no worries, mate. No worries at all. When we get to yours, Daniel, I certainly will. And unfortunately, it was very low integration time. I pushed it due to that. Brother, I've been there with you before. Yeah, don't worry about that. I totally understand. Yeah, no, like I say, what I do want to focus on is I do remember how far you've come from your earlier shots. So you're absolutely making progress, mate, and your images they're nice. So yeah, well done. Thank you for sharing them with us. Witchhead Nebula from Astro Journey Dan. Spaghetti was the FMA 135 with the 585. I gotcha. Please refresh and critique my photo. Will do, mate. Yep. Working almost all winter on this image. 80 hours. Oh, I commend you for the hard work there, mate. 50 hours luminance, 10 each of RGB. Okay, I can see the kind of gear you've used there. It's so sad there's some current compression here because I can see that this is fantastic. If you're trying to share your things to the Discord, generally speaking, I don't know if this person's used JPEG, but it seems like Discord kind of trashes JPEGs when they come through. So PNG is the preferred format to send these in. But anyway, what I'll say about this, I love it. From what I can see, you know, it's free of gradient. The background HA kind of blanket is in full force. Do you know what I mean? It's adding to the structure of the whole image, and it helps tell the story of it, I think. And you really get a sense of scale and where things are. So you feel like this is much closer. You feel it's being illuminated by this nearby very, very bright star, of course, which I'm glad they've left in the frame and allowed it to be bright too, rather than trying to quell it as such. Let bright things be bright, I always think. Yeah, I'll refresh this at the request of Othman. Build videos are cool. Well, I'm glad to hear that, mate. I found your channel from the Observatory build videos. Oh, fair. All right, that's good to know. I actually really appreciate letting me know that, because God almighty, making that video was an absolute chore. It was a ton of effort, but I felt like I needed to do it for myself as much as anything. Recent supernova 2025 RBS is seen in the Deer Lake. And Stefan's quintet there, hey, look at that. 200 PDS, 0.75 coma corrector, 750 focal length. Okay. 26 mm. Massively cropped, yeah. Don't like to shrink the stars in galaxy photos. What's your opinion on that? Please critique. Okay. I am somewhat on board with you. So I can certainly see the argument for not shrinking those stars in the fact that, just like we were talking about before, in terms of telling a story and giving context on an image, it does help with that, because, you know, with the stars not being shrunk, they're allowed to be present, broadly speaking, in the image. And then when seeing, you know, a large star, let's say next to a galaxy that's not in apparent size, from this, you know, shot's perspective, much bigger, it really lets you feel how far away those must be, right? That said, I can't decide whether to take away from it just a tiny bit on this, owing to the size, you know, the really diminutive size of some of these. I feel like you have to scan through carefully to not miss background galaxies. There's a purple cast in your background, if you want some more feedback on this. So there's like an overall general color model. You've handled gradients largely really well. There's a small amount of pitting around Stefan's quintet right there. Don't know if you can see, it's like slightly darker around these galaxies close nearby, and the same around the Deer Lake as well. And there's quite a bit of green present in the spiral arms of the galaxy, so I would perhaps try to recolor balance it. The stars is totally, like I said, I can see both sides of the argument. If it were me, I would probably try to have shrunk them a tiny, tiny, tiny bit by stretching it most of the way. Let's say with the stars in with generalized hyperbolic stretch, then take the stars out and then finish the stretch on the starless image only, leaving the stars as they were and then put them back together. Well, that's just me. Let's see. Damn clouds. Really enjoyed your tutorials, and sharing your data is a fabulous bonus to help improve processing skills. Super. I'm a decent technical photographer. Specialism in underwater super macro. Blimey. Well, that's a really interesting thing to be into, mate. Well, I mean, I'm sure I'm not alone in saying this. I'd love if you'd share at least some of those images in at least part of the Discord to see what some of you guys get up to. I know we're all individuals and we have other things we do outside of Astro, but it seems pretty exceptional, doesn't it? Underwater super macro. Before I go off this image though from Othman, I want to say, well, A, thank you for sharing it. B, thank you for being open to critique on it as well. Really appreciate that, because it allows us all opportunities to see things from someone's perspective and hopefully be talked through your thinking as you critique an image. And C, I've totally forgot what point I was trying to make. It's a beautiful image. So don't let my minor negative critique points put you off what you've done at all. You've achieved a really, really, really pretty shot. So thank you and well done. Appreciate the input. Applied SCNR, but I guess the green is coming from the yellow near the blue. Potentially. It's hard to say. Yeah, it's hard to say without actually seeing the data at various stages of processing for yourself, innit? It's yeah, don't take anything away from it. It's still a very pretty image. I did attach a PNG when I uploaded it, but I'm not sure it's got compression. I also found your channel from the Observatory build videos. God damn, no way. Two of you in the chat at the same time. Video on processing the Heart and Soul Nebula really helped me process my nebula picture too. I'm glad to hear that, mate. Thank you for sharing. Different skill set than used for astrophotography, so thanks again. Gotta get some sleep. Have a good one, dude. Yeah, long day already. Keep the great work. Thank you, mate. Any chance you'd consider hosting a weekend workshop sometimes? I'm sure there would be takers. That's quite the question. Yeah, I don't know, mate, to be fair. This does hark back to, I mean, I know this sounds ridiculous when I'm sat here like going through critiques and things like that, but I do definitely have at least a degree of like imposter syndrome where I'd feel so awkward taking someone's like money and stuff or whatever it is if it were like a paid workshop when I myself am no expert. Do you know what I mean? That's why I haven't done it really. I just don't think I'd be comfortable doing it. But yeah, this is certainly something we can do. Tarun, hey, nice to see Tarun's work still going on. Final breath of a dying star. Ascar 103, 585 MC Pro, M57. Super. Well, I'm glad to see he's caught that nearby very faint galaxy quite well. If you'd like some feedback, everybody, the ring of the rim, like the rim rather of the ring, is fractionally bright on my screen, as to the point where it's lost color information. So it's almost white clipped, I would say, or maybe possibly is white clipped. The stars have a bit of a soft appearance, which I'm split on. Like, it can work, but I think on this image, I would have preferred to see them made a tad bit sharper. That's just me, but it's still a cracking image, and you're really up against it with such a small target with such a short, relatively speaking, focal length. So I like what you've done, and I think you're you're coming on leaps and bounds. just popped up my favourite from the winter for your consideration. Well, well, well. Alright then, Richard, let's take a look. Back. Just got home from a short session at sea. Wow. I feel like you need to elaborate on that a little bit, mate. Awesome. Well, I'm glad to see you back on land safely, sailor. Nels Astro, Avio Horizon 72 ED, Apex EDs, okay, one of those reducers, and a Minicam 8. Very nice. Very, very nice. Just having a look around. There's not much to offer, really. You know what I mean? I feel, me, personally speaking, the outer extents of the flame, I've always found in natural processing, they come out a little bit more like a bone white than the brown colour on the extents of yours. But that's a really minor criticism, you know what I mean? I'm having to be nitpicky. Basically, I'm having to be nitpicky because there's really not much wrong with this image at all. It's very, very nice. The only bit of feedback I could offer you is that your black point's a little bit high. Now I realise saying your black point much lower would mean a slight clip potentially approaching towards a clip right in the darkest parts of the horse's head there, but much of this is very, very bright for me, so I don't know what it's like on your screen, of course, as well. So there's always monitor calibration differences to account for there. MHK Astro, Horsehead and Flame, processed a little bit differently. So you've actively tried to reveal more dust in the background. What do you think? Critiques welcome. Okay. Half RGB, half HA. 533 MC Pro, FMA 230. I think mission accomplished. If you've been actively trying to, bring out that dust structure, yeah, quite clearly you've done that. Yeah. Plenty of detail. You've preserved some nice colour throughout. A little bit of minor blue fringing around some of the bright stars. I'm sure you're already aware of that anyway. It is solvable, but I can understand, it's such a small thing why you might not bother. Yeah, you've worked wonders really with the dust structure, so well done. The only feedback I could give you, if you want it, because you asked for it, black point a little bit high. Again, I know it's going to be an arse, because when you're looking at your histogram or whatever to set your black point on this, you are going to see some pixels clipping, and it will be these basically on the horse's head itself and this region here, I would say, and bits like this. So it'll be only small values, but much of the background is a little bright, and if I may say, some of the dust is left a little flat as a result of that. You know what I mean? There's less contrast between inky black space and grey dust kind of thing, so it would alter your amount of perceived contrast on the screen if you just set that black point a bit lower. But it's fantastic. Again, like I say, it's really, really nitpicky stuff. I'm just trying to offer feedback as you've asked for it, so I hope that's something useful to you. I still absolutely love the images, by the way, all of the images that have been shared. I hope it never comes across like I'm just trying to find faults and stuff for the sake of it, because I'm not. Unavoidable. What's the thing with the telescope? Yeah, got you, mate. If you really, really wanted rid of those halos, I mean, it might be possible you could extract the stars and capture just those halos with like a mask, a blue mask or similar, and just desaturate them rather than alter their luminance values at all, or the stretch in any way. And that would hide it a bit, but it might also look weird. So equally, I can respect that you've just chose to accept it as it is. That makes total sense. I'm off for the night. Great spending time with you tonight. Thank you, mate. You too. Have a lovely evening, Luke. You too, buddy. You too. Good night. Brown was from the edition of H8A. Quite possibly. Yeah. Quite possibly. I'm sure you'll have... Wait, is it? I hate to like use my own image as a reference because it almost seems like I'm saying this is how it should be. I'm not meaning it like that. I'm just saying something about like my black point's too bright here and I've got some weird mottled background. I could rip this to pieces. I'm not happy with it and I feel like I'd do a better job these days if I processed it. But just for the sake of showing you what I'm talking about, you can see the colour changes between, let's say, the core of the flame right there, where it's kind of brown, going out to yellows, going out to whites, indicating like a lighter tone in that reflection regions throughout. Hopefully that shows you what I was kind of talking about there. But I mean, my nebula is more salmon pink than yours is red. So there's bits certainly I like more about yours, and I'm sorry for burping at you down the microphone. This is really gassy. Hey everybody, let's have a look. M20, I'd love to shoot this, mate, one of these days. I'll give it a chance to fully load up. It looks like this has suffered a touch from compression, sadly. From what I can see, though, I love it. There's some background blueness that could do with being dealt with, like around here. Down at the bottom, of course, there's a small glow. Not sure. A lot to like, though, mate. Yeah, there's a lot to like. You've fetched out a really attractive image there from your data. Clearing up after a 4-year-old. Fun. He's off to bed. Oh, good night to your kid there, mate. Then. Feedback is always welcome. Thank you. I do appreciate that, mate. I'd hate to feel like people are feeling like I overstep with the feedback levels that I offer. Always a pain, especially with my crappy gaming monitors. Yeah, I know what you mean, and I really fully appreciate what you mean. Like, a monitor can look completely fine day to day, but if you drag it like between another monitor, if you've got like I've got like 3 monitors here, and if I drag my screen, an image on it, from one monitor to the next, I've got 3 different bloody images. So how do you ever know which one's right? So I had to just make sure I do all my editing on my best, most accurate monitor, which is my main one at the same time. But I can completely appreciate the problem. Yeah, I really can. Beautiful on yours, Luke. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. The nice thing with the data is always the future reprocessing. Next week from new things learned. 100%. Yeah. That's one thing I've got a failing in, to be honest with you. I do keep like a bit of my old data, but I certainly don't keep it all. And it's simply down to storage requirements. Do you know what I mean? I recently had a company get in contact talking about sponsoring a video. Ugreen, if you've heard of them, who sell like NAS storage systems and huge amounts of storage, that kind of thing. I don't know whether I should, because I feel like it is kind of relevant to astro, even though it's not a direct piece of astronomy equipment as such. But having somewhere you can store your data for long periods, like a time capsule almost, if you've got enough storage in it, could be useful for some people for multi-year projects, that kind of thing. I just can't afford to do it, I wouldn't say, because like I try to do everything with SSDs as much as I can, to be honest, or NVMe rather, storage, and it's just so bloody expensive per terabyte now that, frankly, keeping astronomy data is pretty low on my list of priorities, even though it should maybe be higher, because it just costs so much per gigabyte to keep it. if that makes sense. Posted another image. Can you tell me if it is overcooked? I will. I will have a look for you, mate. Yeah. Dropped a few of those underwater super macro shots in the Astrophotography. I'm going to check those out, mate. I'm new to Discord and I've got a clue about uploading. Don't worry about it. I've got a Ugreen DXP 4800 Plus and it's a godsend. Okay. Just ran a script to store my legacy data. All right. Yeah. Well, I may have a look at taking them up on it. They were on about sending out a unit, like, free of charge. But I haven't got back to them. I just thought, is this, the wrong thing to do on my channel? I don't know. This is my life, just continual internal battles with myself. Is this overcooked as well? I love the title, Steve. Just say it. Yeah. Not my data. Just trying to gauge my processing. I love it, Steve. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, the feedback I could give you, if you want, maybe back off the noise reduction a hair. But equally, you could just completely ignore me. The image is totally fine without any input from me. Black points set well, tastefully processed. Yeah. Really a lot to like, mate. A lot there. So that's a no. That is a cooked to perfection. That is a medium rare, good sir. Do it. Hang on. Just rented an OVH storage server for 20 quid a month. 16 terabytes of storage. Jesus. That's a lot of storage. Can confirm the DXP is amazing. I also just picked one up. Upgrading the RAM was painful. Can only imagine. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah. Do it. The Ugreen's a great unit. I've been doing NAS for years and Ugreen's seriously impressive for the money. Okay. Did the DXP 4800 Plus before the drives went through the roof. If it's long-term storage, it doesn't need to be fast. You're archiving it for future reprocessing or transferring back to a fast drive. Yeah, that's true. How do you guys feel then about storing your data yourself on something like a NAS versus, let's say, what Dean's mentioned there, or similar, where you maybe pay for cloud storage and don't keep it yourself on site, kind of thing, where something could still happen, I guess. Yeah. Just need to clear skies to get more data. 100%, Steve. Yeah, I mean, there's no wrong with that, mate. Yeah, it shows that you've got the, you've really got the hang of processing. I think there's a lot to like about it. Yeah, I don't really know the first thing about managing large amounts of historic data. Basically, I just try to. What would be the term? Like do housekeeping with it, kind of thing. I'll keep maybe my my stacked masters, that kind of thing. But I'll delete all the rest of the stuff, like the project lights and flats and bias and whatever else. Nels Astro, Avio Horizon 73D, Apex, and a minicam. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah. The feedback is keep going. Yeah, you're doing a hell of a lot right there, mate. I really like it. I appreciate the fact that you've not pushed too hard with that oxygen shell right there, and just let it be subtle. I like that, me personally. Yeah, lovely. I just need to nip away 2 minutes, guys. How long have we been live, by the way? Because since my streaming stuff crashed, I can't actually see how long we've been live. But can I still upload photos? Yeah, of course you can, mate. I'm here. I'm chilling with you guys. I do want to see though before I go. Non-astro photos. Whoa! Whoa! Oh my god! Yes. We'll see. That's awesome. You paint. I certainly do, mate. Yeah. I couldn't believe this when Supra they had made some art of one of my videos, like he did a frame from it. That's incredible. I like this. Oh yeah, this is the next generation, if you'll excuse the pun, of astrophotos right here. Oh my god. I want to come back and look at them as well, but yeah, a little change is as good as a rest for 2 minutes. I'm going to come back and look at these, and that's me. How many people have got a photo that's cool of themselves that's as cool as that? God damn. Oh man, they're incredible. It's hard to tell, because there's nothing for scale, but these, I mean, look like little leopard spotted crustaceans of some kind, aren't they? I don't know what the heck they are. Couldn't even guess. I do know that this thing is giving me the heebie-jeebies. I wouldn't want to like wake up in the middle of the night and it's like mashing its little feelers on my face or something. Seahorse. Blimey, it looks like it's got marble skin. Phenomenal. Look at this little guy. Which reminds me of I like aquariums as well. It reminds me of a vampire shrimp. And the feed by like setting themselves in a water flow somewhere that's going to get passing particles, and they hold out these like large fanned hands almost, and they'll kind of like just push them into the mouth, basically, little bits all day long. Really cool. Superb. Thank you very much for sharing them, mate. They are bloody phenomenal. Yeah, check out the rest of these as well in a minute. 2 hours 40. Spot on. Thank you very much for letting me know that, Dean. Just need I need the loo. I'll be back in a moment, chaps. I'll put you onto the sky for a minute. How about that? If I could ever figure out how to get back to it. There we go. I keep nearly walking off without my shoes. That's how comfortable I'm getting. Oh, we're back in action. Oops. Alright then. Oh my goodness. Being in this chair so long is making my back feel like a like a crunchy bar. It's just like feeling a little bit brittle, basically. Hope you won't mind if I have a biscuit while we when we look at some of these images. Tonight we're on ginger rings. How about those? Anyhow, let's crack back on with the Discord. Yours was saying 2 hours, hey Mike? An Eccles cake. You know what? I don't know what one of them is, mate. I've heard of them before. I don't actually know what one is. I'm not going to get flashbanged by some sort of strange sex technique or something, am I? No. Like a Cleveland steamer. Thankfully, it is an actual dessert. It's always risky searching for something you're not quite sure about. What is inside? I'm troubled. Currents. Oh, okay. Looks nice, mate. Looks nice. Just in from an amazing Jupiter session. Let me frozen but happy. That's what it's all about. I thought you could have been joking. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know what we're going to pop up on screen. My life was in your hands there. Yeah, you've actually sent me mentioning it there. Oh god. Yeah, don't Google that. Oh dear. No, unless you get like Amazon next day delivery for eye bleach as well, mate. Heading out to see after the night sky and image for another 5 hours. Stroopwafel. Now you have got me worried. Searching for that, because I mean it's... I'm just saying. The clue's in the name. I'll send you a package. Oh dear. 2 weeks into being an ex-smoker. Good on you, mate. I went cloudy around 10:30 and never cleared up again. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, mate. Surfs up from New England. 1 meter of snow fell. My God. When you're riding a berm next to someone's car, you know, it's just got pretty real. Good stuff. I'm placing my life in your hands again here, mate. Do a search for Stroop waffles. Okay. Live on stream. If this is where my YouTube career comes to an end, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure, boys and girls. Okay, thank God. You know what? And I would now trust you with my life. It's twice that you've not wronged me, so that's good. But I've actually eaten these, and they are good as hell. Yeah. So sometimes over here we have a supermarket called Lidl, and sometimes they get like continental foods in. From, well, not just from the continent actually, but from all over. But anyway, long story short, They had these in a bag with a fancy wrapper, and they were banging. And I would love to have them again. But yeah, 100% I'm on board with them. Luke's Cookie Channel. Yes. Clear the search history, gents. Get swipe bleach. I was on board until you said 1 lambda scale. I'm not sure about that. Just do not buy them in Amsterdam for €15 a pop. Nah, dude, the ones I had were like, was thin as anything, but like that tiny bend before a snap, a satisfying snap. Good, really good stuff. Very, very pretty place. My word, where do you live? Oh. Damn. I will get back to Astro Images. I'm just... well, really, I'm doing you guys a favour. Because looking at other stuff for a while stops you from going kind of blind to certain things. Top tip. Also, talk enough nonsense and you'll start to believe yourself. Fantastic. Oh, look at that. Like War Off Duck's back. It's the most high-res duck image I think I've ever seen. I feel like it's actually in my observatory with me. They are fantastic images, good sir. Back to Astro stuff, I guess. I was only joking, by the way, Chrissy. I'm going to be real with you. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a hungry boy. Made homemade burgers today. Really good. Didn't make enough of them. Good morning from Sim Reap. Sim Reap? Have I got you correctly there? Right. Yeah, like I say, that is outside of my wheelhouse, I'm afraid. I'll send you some samples, some box and review on the upcoming cookie channel. Yes, mate. Oh, they're gonna enjoy that. Gotta hear the hay. Got a helicopter to continue. Wait, what? You can't just say that and leave. A helicopter to continue rebuilding. That's fair enough. Good night, mate. Yeah, good night. Crikey. Talk about dropping the mic. Siderium. 32 hours of total integration from unfiltered from bottle 5. Tongue twister. Love you, Luke. Love you too, mate. You're fantastic. This is my first light with my first ever Astro cam. Oh, that's a special image then. Aside from clipping the corner of M82, I'm happy with the result. Okay. RedCap 51, 26 on MC Duo, and one dusty M81, M82. Cracking work, mate. If this is your first shot from your Astro cam, you're headed for fantastically great things. Nice. Yeah. A lot to like, mate. I don't know if you want any feedback, but you've already got so much right. I think in this kind of case, you might be as well served just doing what you're doing. You've already learned so much. That's apparent. You know what I mean? I'm a helicopter engineer by day. Right. Ah. That's... I mean, there must be tens of you out there. That's That's got to be a one rare job, no? Sounds like it would be. What an interesting thing to do, though. That's yeah. I could have had 1,000 guesses, mate, and I wouldn't have come to that. So yeah, you certainly want feedback. Okay. There's some. I'm assuming bleed from masking that's happening, where you've ended up with sharp-edged color transitions around bright, high contrast areas, such as the core of M82, like you're talking about there, and some of these regions within bodes as well, which has led to, it almost looks like random color noise in there as well. But even, I know it's not, but that's what it kind of looks like to me. Some of the dust is a little bit overcooked, I would say. You know, particularly this looks incredibly full of structure, but it also appears incredibly regular as well, almost like it's not supposed to be that way. Some of the brighter background, particularly like this edge on here, looks like a tear in the image, bit sharp. Again, probably a masking thing. So if you've used masking at various stages of this process, which is totally, you know, awesome to do, perhaps soften those masks a little bit more if you can. If that's, I'm just guessing that's what's caused it. And there's a small amount of pitting around some features. So, you know, like this appears to be in a bit of a divot, if that makes sense. But like your color balance seems good. Your black point's a little bit high. Much of the background seems like devoid of color. I feel like the IFN here is kind of slightly brownish, and like that bone white color we talked about before. My voice is going. But please take all of this, what I'm saying, with a massive stab of the brake pedal as well. Don't get, you know, upset by any of the feedback. Really, there's not anything majorly wrong with the image. It's just small bits here and there that I'm trying to point out for you. You're doing so much right. Don't lose sight of that. You know what I mean? Hopefully that's something useful to you that you can work with anyway. Yeah, like I said, I like the image. All the same, I do. Dark matter doesn't exist. You'll hear my theory this week. Where will we hear about it? Don't mind at all. Feedback like this is how I improve. Yes. Good on you, mate. Yeah. I'd hate for it to be like ever putting someone off or something like that. I only ever offer feedback to people to try to help them. And you're already doing so much right. Like I say, you've clearly got a grasp of what's going on, so you're going to be absolutely fine. I like this. The colours are non-standard, really, but it's like a pinker rendition than I'm used to seeing. But I don't know, it feels light and airy. Like the choice of palettes opened up the image almost. It can feel a bit oppressive, can this region, I think. I don't know if that's just me. Yeah, I quite like this nice light appearance for it. Gives I don't know what impression you guys get, but it gives at least the feeling, this being so brightly illuminated, that it's nearer to you. Adds like a third dimension to the shot. Only thing I'd perhaps look at doing is, for me, just fractionally lowering that black point a bit. Seems to be just a touch bright, but nothing major. And there's some remnant bits and bats of kind of colour mottle that almost looks like oxygen you know, like dual band HAO3 data that's taken through a little bit of moonlight, that kind of thing. You end up with some of this creeping through. Apologies, I'm going to have to just mute my mic and cough my lungs out. We're back. Oh my god. Yeah. Sorry about that. I've had this remnant of a bloody chest infection for ages now. Yeah, it's fantastic, that, isn't it, mate? Hey, Luke, just gone from college. How's it going, Brody? Nice to see you, mate. What did you have? Why did you have to have a live stream on a Wednesday? I have to surprise myself with live streams, I think, largely, mate. Yeah, if I build them up in my head too much, I get in my own head. So usually I have to, yeah, shock myself with a live stream. A stylus M81, M82, eh? It's certainly a different look. Obviously there's some background gradient still happening. I don't know if this is apparent for you guys on the stream. I just really don't know how well these things come across, but it looks like there's some kind of noise at the bottom side here that's rolled on with a texture. It's odd. A little bit of large scale model, and altogether a bit bright, perhaps. But I like what you've done. Gone for something not the norm. So yeah, I appreciate that kind of thing. Uploading another image for feedback. No worries, dude. Decided to skip adding sulfur to this. It's getting so low for me now. Wise. Ended up with just shot 19 hours HAO3. Process using narrowband normalization. Okay. Shot during a full moon. Yeah. Crushed it into the light. Yeah. Okay. Let's have a good look. Oh, I think there's a lot to like, mate, with this. Yeah. I love the colour. Especially the tadpoles right there. I think they're coming out wonderfully well. They're certainly not lost in the oxygen right there. Sometimes you can get a lot of crosstalk on this if you haven't got enough integration, and almost lose the tadpoles in it. Not so in you know, the case of your image right here. And this very rich kind of tones that you've got through here, from a golden colour here to like a copper red, out to, I mean, closing in on almost like a burgundy looking colour over here. Really like it. Yeah. If you want feedback, to my eye on my monitor, the background appears to be fractionally shifted towards purple. As mad as that sounds, but it's very likely just a result of shooting through moonlight, as you already stated. It does kind of leave some of this motley appearance as it gets through most strongly, of course, in the oxygen channel, and that's the one that's ended up most likely polluted. But yeah, it's nice. It comes through. Good to know. I'll just check out Siderium's new shot as well. Ooh, Gorillacos, are you in chat, good sir? Oh, Ollie as well. G'day, Luke. Hope you're doing well, Paul. I am indeed, mate. Yeah, it's nice to see you. I hope you're keeping well, Ollie. It's always a pleasure to hear from you. I'm sorry if I've missed anybody in chat, by the way. ML Astro looking for YouTubers to review the Sal 33. And Prince biscuits are the best biscuits. Hang on, we certainly do need a... This isn't a risky click again, is it? Prince biscuits. Oh. These look like... over here we have something similar called a BN. Or at least we used to. A BN. Bien. Remember the advert? Chocolate with gout. Not where I'd go for in a flavour, but all the same. What's going on there? It looks like he's firing off a molar tooth. Didn't we see that? Rapid ejection. No root canal for me. Anyway, that's enough randomness. Hi Luke, what are we doing tonight? Reviewing biscuits. Yeah, that's largely what we've been doing. Found BNs again not long ago. What? Oh my god. Ruz, help a brother out. Come on. It's been ages since I've seen them. I'm gonna have to have a biscuit of thoughtfulness while I process this one from Siderium. You know, drinking pop to help you crunch a biscuit because your mouth's so dry from talking for 3 hours. Not as bad as you might expect. Could even be a taste sensation. 3 hours HAO free, 3 hours broadband. Okay. I like it. I like it a lot, mate. I think the stars are just right on this one. They're not taking over. Just the right level of presence for me. For my tastes, anyway. Again, it could just be a me, my monitor thing. My eyes, my tastes. Black point appears to be fractionally bright. Could stand being just a touch lower. But I love the bright, airy, light feel of this one. I'd be absolutely chuffed if I'd taken that shot myself, mate. So, yeah. Well done. Well done indeed. Oh. Just heard my air conditioner kick in. Talking about automated things earlier, weren't we, Ruz? That's another thing. Feels good, man. Have you gotten to mine yet? Not yet, Brody. I will jump straight to it, mate, to be honest, in a second if you want. But yeah, Burge Astrophotography. What we're doing tonight, we're just I'm imaging M82 with my Edge HD 11 and with my SQA 106. So both rigs are running on that, just gathering data. Steady away, really, mate. We've been taking a look on the Discord at people's rigs, people's bits of new equipment. Obviously some non-astro related stuff as well. Just generally hanging out, you know what I mean? Having a bit of a good time. It's been good. Hang on, I really need to catch up on biscuit chat though, because this is top tier stuff. So BN biscuits at B&M. I need to check that out then, Roz. You're in the UK, you can get them here. I think they're Danish. You can get them at Asda. I'll have to have a look. I know that the variance between Asda's, mate, is absolutely mad. If I go to, let's say where Chloe comes from, back when we were first meeting and stuff, like the difference between her Asda and the Asda near my house is, there might as well be two different stores. About the only thing that's the same is the chuff in the bags. Cadbury's Dream. Wait-o. Can't type tonight. My hands have just gone. Ooh, I do like white chocolate. Alright. Yep. No, I can get on board with that. 100% I can get on board with that. Oh, and what's this one? With raspberry bits in it. You naughty girl. Oh yes. Girl like us. I'm gonna stop getting excited about chocolate. Evo Star 72, EQ6, 585, 106 2-minute lump shots. Okay. Gosh damn. Well, I like it, mate. I like it a lot. Let's think. So, I don't know if this is just me. Down here appears to be fractionally overcooked. The rest of the image, I think, is very nice. I don't know if it's just on my screen, but some of these smaller galaxies as well have totally whited out, which is obviously something you could probably avoid because I can't see them being that bright. But yeah, it's very, very, very nice, and would make a wonderful luminance on it for a full colour shot. Was I the Milky Bar kid? I was. No, no, I wasn't, mate. I wish I was. I'd be getting them royalty checks, wouldn't I? But just like the Milky Bar kid, I was strong and tough. Don't know so much about my strong and toughness these days in my dad years, but hopefully we never have to find out. Another one from Fatty U. Oh, sorry, I said we were going to look at Brody's actually. We'll jump back and we'll look at Brody's. From Brody. Yeah, can I not just search there like that? Nope. God damn it. Sorry, chaps. I'll try to find this. Oh, is this it, Brody? From 12 days ago, mate. A lardy cake. I've not heard of one of them. My images tend to have the black point a bit high because my monitor has a super high contrast. So the bright images look darker for me. I should probably try to adjust for that. Fair enough, mate, yeah. After 3 days and multiple revisions, I came up with something I'm happy with. We had a total lunar eclipse. Unfortunately, the weather forecast was not looking great, but I decided to set up anyway, just in case a miracle happened, and I'm very glad I did, because it paid off. Okay. I'm going to read through this, Brody. I'm on board now. You're setting the whole tone of this thing before I actually see the image. The eclipse started, and it was very hazy, and it just got worse. I started to lose hope, but about 30 minutes before totality occurred, a clearing in the clouds arrived, and it stayed for over an hour, allowing me to capture multiple images of the eclipse and millions of stars. Wait a bit, Brian Cox on you there. During totality, the sun began to rise, which meant that satellites become visible. One of those satellites happened to be the International Space Station. I can't imagine what the astronauts up there must have saw of the eclipse. D5300, EvoStar 72. Gotcha. Alright, mate, let's see the shot. I'm ready. Nice. Yeah, I like it. I like that for context too. That's really cool, mate. Really I think you've got the colour spot on that, and yeah, it just looks right. I'm trying to do an inner Attenborough. Here we see a wonderful lunar eclipse image from Brody. Sorry. Speckhook. What's that then? Trying to do an inner Attenborough, yeah. Get a bit carried away, mate. When I've been on live stream too long, I start to lose the plot a bit, I think. That's what happens. I'll try to catch up with a few more of these, and before I completely lose my marbles, we'll have to wrap things up in a bit, I suppose. But one from Fatu again. Older data. I wanted to shoot more, but winter was what it was. Okay, one night a day from September. Beautifully controlled stars. I mean, the stars are, in my eyes, spot on. Nice deep stretch. A lot of this background dust coming through strong. doesn't look over-processed in the kind of filament, if you like, detail in the Pleiades. I know that's kind of what it always comes out like naturally. Black point's a bit high. Other than that, I really like it. I think it's a very pretty shot. Well done. Well done indeed. Yeah, sorry I were joking around a bit there, Brody, while I was reading it, mate. I'm just, I think I've gone a bit mad. But, no, I was spending too much time messing about, but genuinely, dead happy. You managed to get your shot, mate. That's awesome. A total lunar eclipse. And a great shot of it, and no doubt a great memory as well, given the fact that, you know, you didn't think you were going to get it, and then you did. I forgot to leave a like on it. Sorry about that. I wonder what Brian Cox and Attenborough's accent combined would sound like. That's hard. That is hard. I feel like the voices move at a totally different cadence. So, you couldn't get one without losing too much of the other, perhaps. Maybe it'd be in the things that he says as he approaches the age to mate with a telescope and hopefully form an entire group of new triplets. Alright, we're talking about mating with telescopes now, so I'm so sorry. But that's how triplets are made, by the way, if you didn't know. Yeah, I'm going to call it a night. I'm not surprised, Russ. It's gone downhill here, dude. One more check on the telescope and that'll be me. Have a good night. Thank you very much indeed for spending some time with us, Russ. Absolutely gorgeous to the naked eye. Very glad I got to see it. Yeah. I'm very gel, mate. This is a wonderful M101, by the way. Again, black point's too high for me, but very, very nice. Prefer the black point on the older shot, but everything else about the new shot by a country mile. You know what I mean? There's so much detail in this. Who would be unhappy with that? You know what I mean? Yeah, wonderful stuff, mate. Great attempt. It's the attempt that counts, isn't it, Ollie? You know what I mean? Yeah. Appreciate that. Yeah. I've got creative outlets, Ollie, you know what I mean? I just need to let them go sometimes. Comes out in many forms. Sometimes it's good impressions, actually, but sometimes it's terrible ones. All kinds of things. Used to think remote observing was somehow cheating and not in the spirit. Oh, crikey. Mike. Bloody heckers, mate. That's really, really kind of you, Mike. I appreciate that. I thought I'd scared you off with the all the randomness from this evening, but my word. I guess you have still enjoyed yourself there. I really appreciate it, Mike. I do. All joking aside, yeah, I really, really do, mate. I totally lost where I was as well. For the best reasons. Use the airbrush, no trail cameras. As long as it's not AA, there's justification in everything used in photography nowadays. Beat a C-Star S30 rentals, where everything is set up there and you just pay a monthly subscription. Okay. That's clever. So are these all taken with an S30 then, I suppose? Nice to see. The sky's so black. Like, what the heck, dude? Always enjoy the success in this group. Oh, really, really glad to hear it, Mike. Yeah. Yeah, that's too many stars. It's such a star-rich area, isn't it? But yeah, no, me too, mate. Honestly, I took some proper arm twisting to agree to like the Discord thing, and basically it took, well, it was Stan and Brody, as I remember. They set the Discord up, and then they were like, "Look, Luke, he's already done. Just use the damn thing." So I did, and it's turned into, you know, a good thing for us all. Like, obviously it gets a bit daft in here sometimes, but no wrong with that, I don't think. It's God, it'd be so boring, wouldn't it, if we were just dead serious all the time, I think. But there's been that many learning opportunities for people to have their images looked at, shared with everybody else, critiqued, whatever it is. I see people asking questions all the time, you know what I mean? And people are getting back to them rapidly, so it's just cracking, you know what I mean? Really, really good to see. End up falling into Brian Cox a lot. Oh, God, yeah. I can't help myself as well. I'm exactly the same, Ollie. If someone says like millions or billions, I'm suddenly millions and millions of stars. You can't help it. Really likes the Discord server. I do, mate. Yeah, it's it gives us something to do as well. You know what I mean? On these streams, like, otherwise, gosh damn, we'd be like, so there's my telescope. It's pointed towards space. Here's what I'm taking a picture of. I don't know why I've gone all yokel, but there you go. That's kind of what it would feel like. We'd just be working its way through this, won't we? But it gives us something to look at. Another way to engage with you guys, aside from solely live chat, you know what I mean? Do you have other impressions aside from Attenborough and Cox? Oh, mate, I'll have a stab at anybody. Yeah, I'm constantly doing impressions. It's, well, she'd say it's a problem, but she'd be kidding you on. She loves it, really. I'm always doing it whenever I'm talking to Chloe and stuff like that. We're she can't take me seriously. Excuse me. Probably the worst time to be doing it though, while my voice box is absolutely ravaged. The King. You know what? I don't think I've tried any Elvis ones. Thank you very much. Just probably don't fit my voice box very well. Hey, what's Chuck been up with as well? 30 days ago. I'll tell you what. He makes that Rasta do some work, doesn't he? Crikey, goes after all kinds of things that you just wouldn't think about using a 400mm instrument on, and gets absolutely cracking images. Ouch. I love a Russia. Are you doing Borat? Oh, King Charles. Do you know, I really had enough of him speaking to be able to do an impression, I don't think. A Russian accent, always dropping into it. Okay. Because I thought you were talking about Borat then, and oh God, I have to probably do like a self-imposed ban of that film, because if I watch Borat, I'm going to be talking like Borat for weeks. It's not good for anybody, least of all me. Look at this thing, Sea Star, by the way. Sea Star. Wait. Oh, Jem'Hadar Sea Star. This is a 130 PHQ. Whew. I nearly had to sell everything I own then and just buy Sea Stars. That makes a lot more sense. Still, absolutely beautiful image. I think clearly I've been looking at a computer screen too long though. I'm going potty. I'm going blind. Oh my word. Yes, right then, chaps. It's been real. Greetings from Trinidad. How's it going, buddy? Raining a lot tonight. Indoors enjoying your live stream. Keep up the work. Thank you. Was Borat from Kazakhstan? Kazakhstan, yeah. I would do it, but I don't know if it's racist, so I won't. I mean, it's okay in your living room, innit, when you know you're not racist, but live stream clipped out of context. If the risk of being flashbanged by a strange biscuit search didn't get me that mind, so what could be better? Astro, bit of Jupiter processing, and listening to Radio Lucamatico. Yeah, on my Bluetooth, doing impressions and talking about Astro. Oh yes. What's Borat from Kazakhstan? The problem is that we mentioned Borat, and now all I can hear in my head is like Borat quotes. It's proper bad. I am just a guy at the end of the day. Look at that thing. I like that field of view. Thanks for everything. No problem. Steve, thank you for sticking with us, mate, all this time. It's been a bit of a ride. I've got a date with some biscuits coming up shortly. I do have videos I'm cooking up. Given how few clear skies we've had, the time scale on those is a little bit up in the air, but at least we're making the most of it tonight. So when we do come around to putting this together, I've got some data to lean on and make what I wanted to make. Hopefully, I'm definitely obviously going to keep cracking on with the videos as much as I can. I love making them. I love sharing them with you guys. Probably going to have to cut back on the self-imposed pressure of getting videos out, like forcing them out almost sometimes before they're ready. Or, I think you might, if you're being honest, sometimes look at my videos and think this video's, that's definitely like less effort than another video might be. And you'd be right. Some of that's just, like I said, a response to self-imposed pressure, I think. Feeling like you have to get stuff out. Not really that nice. But yeah, because I want to do this for the long term and just keep shooting away and having fun with it. I've got to make sure I maintain a good relationship with it because, like anybody, I could go at it hammer and tongs and just go crazy and spend every waking hour trying to push my YouTube channel forwards and things like that. But I would burn out 100%, and I don't want to do that. So I just thought I'd make you aware of that. And as I know you guys say, are watching my live streams are my absolute core. Do you know what I mean? You're here watching me talk nonsense and do bloody impressions. So I want to keep it real with you, obviously. But yeah. Can hardly complain. I think I've got a fantastic life. So let's just keep it going. Right then, dudes. It's been real. I really have enjoyed myself. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching. We will catch up on another live stream, whenever that may be. Videos, etc., whenever they come out. So until then, thank you, and look after yourselves. And with any luck, let's keep these clear skies going as well, eh? That's been a nice change. Right then, guys, I'll leave it at that. We'll see you when I see you. Have a good one, and see you, Milkman. See you, Mike. See you, Hanklime. See you, Ollie. See you, Claire. Yeah, I think I've got everybody. And Brody. Yeah, I hope you're doing enough live streams too. Hopefully, mate, as soon as I possibly can. Yeah. Awesome. Have a good one, guys. I'll